Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Charvi Mehrwal, your host for the day. I welcome you all to Propel Pitch Fest 22. I welcome you to day 2 of Propel Pitch Fest 22. First and foremost, I would like to thank each one of you for taking out time from your busy schedule for the event yesterday and today. Propel Pitch Fest 22 is a platform provided by ACIC BMU and Propel Incubator at BML Munjal University to encourage new ideas, innovations, and young startups. Also, allow startups to showcase their ventures, interact with investors, build a network with ecosystem players, and learn from thought leaders. It is said that the first impression is the last impression. First day of the event was a grand success and everything went by smoothly. We had a panel discussion with investors and founders on building successful startups with purpose. We even had an exciting fireside conversation with Mr. Rahul Garg, founder of Moglis.com. All the panelists engaged the attendees with the entrepreneur journey and experience. We also heard from Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, who is Mission Director of AIM Niti Aayog, and Mr. Vineet Rai, founder and chairman of Avishkar Group, about what needs to be done by today's young startups for the benefit of the society at large. Today, we have the final of the pitching contest, and I'm really looking forward to the event. I would like to introduce you to other host for the day, Prachi Baga. Prachi, I request you to take over from here.
Thanks, Charvi. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Prachi Bagga, here to host the PitchFest contest for product and service-based startups. After a tough competition among 344 teams that registered for Propel PitchFest 2022, we have with us the 12 finalist teams today who have successfully qualified for the final round, which is an achievement in itself. For the pitching contest today, we have three tracks. First is the product-based startup, the second is the service-based startup, and the third is the women-founded startups. We have 4 teams in each of the tracks. We will now commence the finale of the pitching contest. Allow me to introduce the jury panel for the product and the service-based tracks. In our jury, we have with us some of the most eminent angel investors who have decades of experiences in the startup ecosystem. I would like to introduce them to our audience. Our first jury is Mr. Manish Johari, Senior Vice President at Lead Angels. Sir has over 2 decades of experience in the startup ecosystem as an investor, strategic advisor, mentor, and board observer. He is a regular speaker at industry events. Manish sir is very strong in relationship building, has an easygoing nature, and is highly task-oriented. Our next jury is Sandro Stephen, Vice President at Indian Angel Network. Sir has been with the company for over more than 8 years and has been engaged in exploring startups and investors across India. He has contributed tremendously towards development of the company and has been evaluating and screening startups for a long time. Our third jury member is LV Shastri. Sir has an experience in global MNCs in various verticals, technology, IT communication, mobile banking, and commerce and life sciences industries with 30 years of total work experience in B2B enterprises businesses. Sir is an expert in building annual operating plans and GTMs, project management of complex businesses, sales and sales management, marketing, operations, and customer services. He is a postgraduate in management from Stanford Business School, Stanford University, US, and Manchester Business School, UK. Our final jury is Shantanu Chaturvedi. Sir is an experienced innovator with a demonstrated history of working in the startup ecosystem. His core competencies are in PCB design, circuit design, and electronics. He's a strong technologist with vast experience in evaluating technologies from the startup perspective. Now we will begin with the Indian startup product track for the pitching contest. For this category, we have 4 competing teams: Team Pitchers, Team SKCET, BlissCare, and VMove. I'll now take everyone through the instructions for the pitching round. Kindly listen to the instructions carefully. The teams will be called in the following order: Team Pitchers, Team SKCET, BlissCare, VMove. As soon as the team name is announced, they would be requested to switch on their videos and start their pitch. Each team gets 5 minutes to present, followed by another 5 minutes with the jury for question and answer session. The team will be given an indicator at 4 minutes, and at 5 minutes, teams are requested to stop their pitch at the second indicator. We will now be starting with the first track of product-based startup track. All the best to all the finalists. The first team to present the pitch is Team Pitchers. So all the product-based teams to please raise their hands. Team Pitchers, Team SKCET, Team BlissCare, Team VMove, please raise your hands.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So shall I start sharing, or should I wait?
Please wait for a second. Let's just make sure all the teams are online on the panelist side. Just wait a minute, please. Yeah, I think we can start.
Okay. Thanks. I'll just start sharing.
You have 5 minutes to present. At 4th minute, you will be given an indication. You have to close at 5th minute. Then you'll have 5 minutes of discussion with the jury.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'll start now. Yeah. So 800 million. That's the number of Indians who suffer from air pollution caused due to kitchen smoke. Kitchen smoke causes a series of problems ranging from minor allergies to respiratory problems such as acute lower respiratory infections and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which claim approximately 1 lakh Indians every year. So I am Adarsh Pansala and I am here today to redefine the kitchen experience with my proposition, which I have named Chimney. So the existing solution for tackling kitchen smoke is the conventional chimney that we use in homes. But is it always possible to have a chimney in the house? The answer is no. And there are various reasons to it. So imagine you are a bachelor living in a rented house. In most of the cases, you're not allowed to do any major civil work. It would not be possible for you to install a traditional chimney, or there could also be other reasons like cost of installation, which usually turns out to be 4 to 5,000 rupees over and above the cost of chimney. So what could be the possible solution? So presenting to your product Chimney, an affordable, compact and easy to use chimney. Now chimney works just like a traditional chimney, but unlike it, it does not require a duct to release the smoke. The suction fan at the top creates a suction and the filters absorb the oil and other particles and release the filtered air back to the kitchen itself. Chimney also comes with double mounting features. It can either be mounted on wall or placed on kitchen platform based on the available space. It is easy to use, lightweight, economical and needs low maintenance. Now let's have a look at a short video of the product. Now we also have a IoT variant in place in which we are providing smart features such as auto on-off, fan speed control, smart notifications through app, and also a ring light for better visibility in darker environments. So this is the working architecture of the technology, the IoT variant, in which the circuit consists of a DC motor, a node MCU microcontroller, a MQ135 smoke sensor, a piezoelectric buzzer, and an exhaust fan. So when the MQ135 smoke sensor detects smoke in the air above a given threshold value, it causes node MCU to provide DC motor with the electric supply it requires to function, which causes the DC motor to rotate the fan, and the user is intimated about the smoke via the buzzer. And the node MCU sends the message to the owner about the accident via a mobile app by using Exotic Cloud Web Service API. So now the product is also environmentally sustainable, fulfilling sustainable development goal number 3 and 7, which is good, which are good health and well-being and affordable and clean energy. So chimney requires 66% less electricity than a conventional chimney, which directly translates to lower carbon footprint. Also, the charcoal filters used in chimney are 100% biodegradable in nature, and not only this, chimney also results in cost sustainability by saving on civil work and recurrent maintenance cost. Our product has also got a huge market potential. So the existing market size is $1.3 billion. So we aim to increase this to $2 billion by including the middle class population as well, on top of the upper middle class population which exists as per the current the conventional chimney market. So now we have mainly 3 distribution channels to reach out to, which are retailers, e-commerce channels, and door-to-door sales, and also B2B partners in the form of corporates who will purchase a product to give their employees on special occasions such as Diwali. Now, talking about the unit cost of production, so taking into account the cost of all the components, including 4 filters, links, exhaust fan, along with production overheads and other expenses, it sums out to be 2,400 rupees, and we are launching the product at 3,750, which is at least 1/3 of the total cost spent on a conventional chimney, including installation. We have
You have
already
1 minute left.
we are already there in the deployment phase and have sold approximately 250 units so far for user validation, and another 1,000 units are there in the pipeline. We have a full-fledged manufacturing setup and also the required equipment to manufacture the individual components. We also have got industry affiliations from reputed organizations such as Engineering Components Manufacturers Association, Federation of All India Vyapar Mandal, and also BI certification IS 302 Part 2 Section 14 for electrical kitchen appliances. Currently, a design patent is in place while a utility patent is in progress. We are targeting total sales of 15,000 units by the end of the year, which will generate a revenue of 5.6 crores and yield a net profit of around 81 lakhs. So currently, among the competitors, no other player has ever proposed a portable chimney yet. Hence, we will always have the first mover advantage. But we have a strong team in place. So me and my co-founder Adarsh, Ujjwal, have both got industry experience in manufacturing. So we know the industry very well.
Team,
and apart from this,
your time is up.
yeah, and
Time
we
is
also
up.
have got mentorship support from people from
I would
diversified
request
backgrounds.
the jury to proceed with the question and answer session.
Yeah, thank you.
Adarsh LV Sastry here. I would like to know how many units have been sold. Have you commercially launched this particular product? And if so, any feedback you've received on your product?
Right. So actually, sir, we have, as a part of our pilot phase, we have deployed around 250 units so far, and like another 1,000 units are there in the pipeline. And so we have currently launched this product in our local geography itself in Agra, from where we would be launching it through other channels, such as starting with the e-commerce channel first of all. And also regarding the feedback, we have got a really positive feedback regarding the usage. So we have got a very good efficiency of around the ppm count of the smoke is around 500 ppm, which is much below the threshold value of 1,000 ppm. And also the suction capacity is also quite good. The only thing we are looking to improve here is the life of the filters. So currently we are able to achieve a life of approximately 1 year, but we are further looking to procure more durable filters from the suppliers at a much cost-effective proposition.
Sir, I think you're on mute, Shastri sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks, Shantanu. I would like to know, Adarsh, what is the average price you have been able to sell this? What is the average realized price, and what revenue have you clocked in out of these 250 units?
Yes, so approximately 3,750 is our current price, but like obviously we would be reducing it once we achieve economies of scale by at least 20%. But like current revenue out of these 250 units is approximately 8 to 8.5 lakhs. That's what we have realized so far, and we are further looking to realize more revenue from our upcoming sales.
So Adarsh,
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
sorry, Mr. Shastri,
No, you go
your
ahead.
question
Shantanu.
over, or can I ask something?
You go ahead and ask. I had a follow-on question. I'll ask after yours is done. Go ahead, sorry, Shantanu.
Okay. So Adarsh, I think we are meeting after a couple of months, I think 6 months or something like that. We met
Yeah.
earlier also when
Mhm.
you were, say, talking about the similar thing. So in the past 6 months, what has been the progress? Are you still waiting
Yes,
for
sir.
the funding only, or like what actually have you achieved in the past 6 months?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, I mean, back then, 6 months back then, we actually were in the product validation study. So we were conducting around with around 20 households, the testing to test the prototype itself, and optimizing the performance of the prototype. But then, just couple of months back, we actually got done with our product validation study, and now, since the last 2 months, we have been, working on the commercial rollout phase. And starting with the pilot run, as I mentioned, we have already sold approximately 250 units so far through our existing distribution channels. And currently, from now on, we would be further enhancing the sales.
So just one follow-on thing. If your BOM cost is 2,400 and if you price the product at 3,700, you will never make any profit because it'll go into so like you have the warranty cost, you've got your other variable costs. Typical margin in such a product scenario, the gross margin that you keep is upward of 60%. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're only looking at 33%, you will never be financially viable.
No,
Okay.
definitely, sir. We do realize this, and actually, sir, this is our current cost as per our current operations. Once we achieve economies of scale, so as per our estimation, we would be reducing the cost price by further 20%, and then our profit margins would definitely be increasing. So we do have that thing in mind as well.
Right. So, hi, Adarsh. This is Shantanu. I create.
Yes, sir.
So, very interesting concept. I think it's definitely a problem that you're solving.
Thank you, sir.
But in my understanding, this is essentially a modified air filter, a modified air purifier with a different form factor, right? So there are companies, very large companies out there working with developing and selling air purifiers. If they understand the need for this product in the market, what stops them from just changing the form factor, the likes of Philips or the likes of other life sciences company, what stops them from changing the form factor and actually entering in this market? So what is your defensibility? Because what they'll be able to do is manufacture the thing in millions of units with very low costs and actually sell it. Because what I understand is that the filters, the air purifiers, the filters, the HEPA, the activated carbon filters, the exhaust, nothing of this would be developed by you. It would be an integration game at max.
Yes, sir. So actually, sir, rightly pointed out that there are companies, but they are actually manufacturing the air purifiers which are used in let's say a room for a more a more filtered. It is a
Jury,
causes high filtration.
5 minutes for the Q&A are up. Please sum it up.
Yeah, so they are looking to focus on more high filtration efficiency.
Others, you may not need to answer me right now. You can just keep it in mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give one more minute, Prachi, for the jury to complete. Just make sure that I request jury if you can rotate your questions quickly enough amongst each other.
Others, do you have a patent on the technology?
Yes, sir. So actually, we have got a design patent and a utility patent is in progress. So that is for our IoT variant, since it requires an electronic assembly itself. So that's why we have filed for a utility patent in additional.
Where are you based?
So we are currently based in Agra. So we have our own manufacturing setup in place and with a total floor area of 1,000 square yards.
I'll let others ask.
Yes, sir.
If there's no one asking, I'll go in with one more question. we talked about the margin earlier that you're sitting at 33% right now. You said that at scale, the cost of production would be lower and then you'll be able
Right.
to make margin. So
Yes,
from a
sir.
33%, how much can you go?
Yes, sir. As per our estimation, so some of the processes are manual as of now. So once we automate the processes, and also we are looking to rope in more
give me a number. Let's not waste time.
20%, 20%, 20%, as I mentioned earlier.
So from 33, you'll go further at 53 is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean approximately 50% overall we are looking to achieve.
At a selling price of 37.50.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And how frequently does one needs to change the filter?
Yes, sir. So as per our validation study right now, the lifespan is 1 year, but we are looking to procure more durable filters, which would increase it by at least 4 to 5 months more.
Cost of the filter?
Cost of the filters as of now is approximately 450 rupees, which would go down once we achieve scale.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Team Pitches.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me. Thank you.
The next team that will be presenting their pitch is Team SKCET. Team SKCET, you may switch on your camera, and if you want to share your screen, you may do that. Team SKCET. Naveen, you're not audible. Hello?
Is my voice audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, ma'am, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yeah, your screen is visible. Please begin.
So I'll be starting. So now as I'm known to one and all present, yeah, I'm Naveen Rajan and my teammate Pradeepas from Team Electrofin. So we have a mentor that is Soundarajan from Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology. I'm an industrial mentor Neelkant Maratesa from Retail AI. So what is the background and problem statement? Actually, our day-to-day newspaper deals with the fossil fuel price hike continuously, and the other side is the fossil fuel degradation takes place continuously. So about 2/3 of India pollution is due to two-wheelers, and also India is spending a huge foreign currency. As the recent war depicts that how much foreign currency is spending there, and also the present electrical vehicles are costlier, and also the range anxiety still prevails among the customers. So what we propose here is retrofitting of any existing IC engine vehicle into a hybrid vehicle or a fully electric vehicle, depending upon the customer's need. Vehicles crossing 20 years. Actually, the recent announcement of Indian government was 20 years vehicles should be scrapped. But lots of researches we have conducted, the main thing was the IC engine should be scrapped, but not the vehicles should be scrapped. So we have a separate business model for that can be converted into a full EV. So our project objective is just to provide a low-cost hybrid mobility that could be enjoyed by each and every citizens of India. So proposed work, actually we have a two modes. That's the one thing is in pure electric mode, and the second thing is in fossil fuel drive. So pure electric can be driven inside the cities where the traffic is more, and also the fossil fuel can be driven in the outside the cities where the traffic is less, thereby obtaining a maximum efficiency from the same vehicle. Just the modes which can do all this thing. So next the C100 SS was taken, and the test run was conducted about 2,500 kilometers. So it was achieved a top speed of 60 km/h with using a battery and the motor. And also it has a 3-speed gears. That's the torque and the power can be varying upon the customer's requirement. And also the mode 1 driven within the cities, and mode 2 can be driven in the traffic-free roads. So actually the evolution has been started place because of the existing petrol prices. The evolution has been started place between the IC engine to a pure EV. But the point is the charging and the things is not up to development. So the point is this could be our product should serve as a bridge between the conversion between the IC and the pure EV evolution. So this was the analysis we made because lots of components to be made. So battery was first placed at the side, the vibration was observed. Next we placed at the back of the side. Mostly the vibration was arrested, and also the brake, because of the mass gaining, the brake should be made. So the brake disc pad has been changed and everything was analyzed, and we have came to a conclusion that the stock CT100SS has been brought back with the hybrid side. So this was the business model. One is commercializing retrofitting, and the second was the rental and the swapping, where commercializing retrofitting will be an option where the people can convert their vehicle into a retrofitment, and we ensure the future service here. And also the rental and swapping. As I told, the Indian government has allowed to scrap the 20 years vehicle. But what about the existing vehicles? There are more than 50 lakh vehicles in our country. All are going into a drum part. Then what about an Indian economy side? So giving an extra life to our IC engine is main what we focused upon. And just we converted into an electric vehicle, we have converted into electric vehicle and rent over all over the city as a step towards a green environment. This was the app development we made for the business model that could actually the estimation was different between because my daily commutation will be 30 and others will be 50. This could estimate the price depending upon the top speed also their requirement. And this is the business model too, where the rentals all over the cities will be showing upon. So people can go, just take the vehicles and scan the QR code and just run the vehicle. So this is customer value proposition. The customers can customize our vehicle depending upon the daily needs. As I told, the daily commutation differs upon the customers to customers. The range anxiety will not be a problem a year after, because the hybrid is the main thing. And instead of spending huge money, this is where our objective stands here. The Ather is costing around 1,60,000. I can build the same range at the price of 40 to 50,000. That's what our advantage here stands in. And our product is mainly focused upon the middle class people of our India, so that each and every can enjoy our product. Subscription plans at 0% interest can allow the customers to pay our products at the monthly petrol expense which they spent earlier. And the roadside assistance, definitely it should be a
Team
major.
SKCET, you have 1 minute left.
Yeah. This is an analysis we made. So the annual expenditure saving was around 66 to 95% for our customers, and the payback was around 1 to 1.5 years for our customers. And this is our price chart we have displayed in it. And this is the market potential. India is the largest two-wheeler production. We all know that there are about 30 million users. Our primary target is just 1% of them. That's 3 lakh users. So next, the target customers will be in supply chain workers, daily commuters, and up to 160cc gear and non-gear, everything we can market. And we are also focusing upon bicycle market after introduction of Hero Electro. Next, research and development, we further focus upon the hydrogen drive and also diesel electric tires and the graphene tires too. We are currently going on it and apply for the paper and patent side. So current status, we are handling about the small startup with the customers under board about 6 customers, and we won the Tamil Nadu Student Innovator Award of the year 2020 and the KPIT Sparkle. That's a national event. We came the top third of the whole nation of India with the grant of 2.5 lakh. Next, we are going for the international event, Thai Global Summit. We are in the semi-finalist stage, which will be in May 2022.
Time is up. Your time is
sure,
up. I would request the jury to proceed with the question and session.
Can you talk about the patent that you have and what is the cost of the whole device?
So actually, this is the cost of our whole device. Actually, we are providing the 3 variations. That's the 55 kilometer range, 80 kilometer range, and the 120 kilometer range. Currently, we are having about the starting price of 49,000, 58,000, and 69,000. This is the price about the mass production price. Sorry, a single production price. Once it is going for the mass production, the price reduction we inferred that was around 7,000 to 10,000 reduction of price here. So we have a profit margin which is starting about 10,000 from now. But once we go for a mass production, we will be planning to build 1,000 units per month. So definitely the profit margin we can increase about 3x profits. So that's what our main thing. And the patent side, actually we have integrated the 2 throttles here and we printed that, and also the powertrain, the main powertrain, the swing arm will be replaced with our swing arm that can be built within half an hour. I can do the conversion between the IC to an electric. That's what our patent we have using here.
Is the patent granted?
No, so we have applied for the German patent.
LV here, Naveen Raj, have you sold any units till now? Or how
Yes,
many
sir. Actually, yes, actually we have converted and active one sold it. The gear mechanism was actually 1 year before we have converted an Activa. That time we have faced an ethics situation towards a geared vehicle. So we researched a dot and we want to maintain the efficiency, the same efficiency of the CT and and we did a lot of research and just we came to the conclusion gear vehicles can be converted. Once after we done it, we are approaching for the arrive for the certification. Now, till now we are going for the testimonials, but we have our customers, that's the testimonial customers. They have paid us and just to go for the testimonial customers. They are going for arrive for the certification next month, sir.
What's the price of a new electric vehicle?
New electric vehicles, sir. The
Yeah.
standard electric vehicles, the major thing, India's leading market is Aether. I will be directly competing with the Aether. Aether's price is around 1,60,000. So it's not a price what a common bike could buy, because already they will be having an old Activa in their room. Next year they have to invest another 1,60,000 for the new vehicle. Even if they brought the vehicle, there will be a range anxiety. So the range anxiety, they have to definitely have two vehicles, because for the long travel they have to use an IC engine, right? And next will be our concept is main thing is a 2-in-1 concept. So that's what we made it.
Hi Naveen, this is Shantanu. I create
Yes, sir.
Aether is perhaps one of the most premium vehicles out there, costing 1,60,000. Decent enough electric vehicles start off at 85,000 rupees as well. So that wasn't my question. My question is that this is going to be a low margin game, because you're essentially acting as an assembler. You're going to buy out the motor, the controller, the battery, and all of the subcomponents. You're going to integrate it onto the existing vehicle. So this is going to be a low margin game. And because each vehicle retrofitting takes some amount of time and manpower, there will be a scalability issue. If people realize that this is a good market, people are going to start entering this, and it's going to be super competitive. I agree that hybrid is a nice way going forward. It reduces range anxiety, but how will you make your own buck is the question.
Our main thing is the powertrain integration, sir. We have done a unique technology to integrate the powertrains in it. So that's what our major thing. And thinking about the scalability, India has the largest number of two-wheelers in the. Once the people start converting at the price of 40 to 30,000, that's the price margin we have it. The profit margin, comparing to India, the largest two-wheeler market is here, sir. So instead of every people are now only starting the momentum to convert into an EV. So bringing this time,
all I'm trying to say, without an innovative component, without an innovative technology, it's going to be a super competitive, super difficult space for you to get in. So do work on innovative technologies, do work on your research.
One more innovative concept. Yes,
yeah, that's all.
Actually, our innovative concept was switching switching between the motors, because the efficiency of an IC engine will be greater when it crosses above 40 km/h. It will be an automatic switching between the electric and the IC engine. Actually, we have done the prototype, so we are going to implement in our product too, sir.
With a single battery, what's the distance that you can cover?
So, distance, actually the range and the thing is written in our price structure. 55 km range will be costing around 49,000 total retrofit product, and next 80 km will be total retrofit product will be 58,000, and 120 will be 69,000.
So 120 range would be at what weight? If how many people can sit on this?
So this was calculated between one person weight, but if we have tested the 55 km range with the 2 persons, it was giving around 42 to 45. So there will be a range decreasing about 10 to 8 kilometers, sir.
Okay.
The time for the Q&A is up. Please submit up.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Naveen,
yes, sir.
Why is the mileage different for scrapped vehicles and
Yes, sir. The business model one represents the hybrid electric vehicle. The weight will be more. The second is an converter of this 20 years over vehicle. 20 years over vehicle, the engine is fully scrapped. So engines will be removed. The weight will be reduced, the range will be increased, and the price will also be decreasing because of we are using mid-drive motor in the PEV. That's fully electric vehicle. But hybrid, we are using hub motor. That's the point, sir.
Okay, got it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Team SKCET.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thanks for
Jury, I would request you to let us know if we can call the next team.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So the third team that will be presenting their pitch is Team Blitzcare. Team Blitzcare, you may switch on your cameras and you may share your screen.
Sure. Let me know when to start. And I hope my audio is audible and video is visible as well as...
Yes, you're audible. Your screen is visible and you can begin.
Okay, I'll start. Now what you can see on the screen, it's a complete darkness. the darkness you feel when you close your eyes or when you go to sleep. And this darkness is in life of 286 million visually impaired people over the globe who cannot see this beautiful world and are also deprived of a basic education, which is a basic human right. We are here to solve this problem and we are Team Bliss Care. That stands for Blind Students Care. Now, how it started for us? It started for us with a person named Sanjay. Who is Sanjay? Sanjay is our brother, and we saw him growing as a visually impaired, struggling in the life, not getting equal opportunities, not getting educational and job opportunities to grow in the life. But like Sanjay, there are 286 million visually impaired people over the globe. Of this, 63 millions are Indian, and only 5% get any sort of education due to lack of a braille literacy. Now, why this problem arises? Because the production of a braille formatted book is very expensive, and a book of merely 100 pages can cost you up to 4,000 to 5,000 INR, which is not at all affordable. And if I want to give you an example, our favorite Harry Potter book, which is costing us at only 270 INR, and same to the visually impaired in the braille format is costing at around 5,000 INR. Again, the printer available to us is starting from 8,000 to 10,000 INR, but the braille printer available to visually impaired is starting from 2 lakh INR. And their other resources are also very expensive, and their education is lacking way behind in comparison to us. So there's a huge gap. And this particular population is expected to grow by 412 million in the coming 10 years. So therefore, there's a need for the solution. And we are here with a solution in the form of a braille display system or a braille tablet. But this is not a normal tablet that we use, because this surface has a holes on it and the beads bulges out at a real time so that a blind individual can touch, feel and understand whatever is replicated on the same. So it can replicate any of the text, diagram as well as map to help a visually impaired in their education as well as in the normal life. Now it provides you with a content that is unlimited content that is available online and offline. Offline may be any of the PDFs or documents, online may be any of the web pages. So for example, if they want to read Wikipedia, they can read at a real time. So that is what we bring in with our innovation. And our model is something similar to that of an Amazon Kindle that is available with Amazon. Now, what is the features that we have? We have voice recognition system as well as talkback mechanism to support visually impaired while using this platform. Now consider, I'm a visually impaired. I don't know how to understand Braille. So we got it covered with a haptic feedback mechanism that is based on special vibration waveform which guides it visually impaired through the Braille pattern. Now you can see a visually impaired trying to feel with the help of fingertips how a Braille bulge out mechanics works. So with the help of fingertips, you can understand any of the content. Now on the top left corner, you can see beads bulging out forming a Braille pattern which can be felt with the help of fingertips. So that is how it works. And we are currently in the MVP stage and are actively in connection with blind institutes, NGOs and community. And some of the testimonials out of that. Now these are few of the glimpses. Now what is a USP? We are 3 times cost of vision and can be scaled up quickly. Most important part, the barrier to entry in a form of patents. There are 2, that is process patent and design patent. Also, our maintenance cost is 25 times less in comparison to other technologies. And most importantly, we are a completely open source platform. Now, what is the market? TAM is 286 plus million users, that is divided over the globe. SAM is 63 plus million users, divided over India. SOM is 3 plus million users. That we have segmented into B2B and B2G market. B2B in a form of blind institutes, blind leaf association, MNCs having CSR activity under them. B2G in a form of government yojanas like Divyangjan Yojana. Now, how we are reaching this user? We have started with this process, that is direct approach with a product demonstration where we are approaching government agencies, blind institutes and designated officer. Second, launching MVP containing open source content. And third, forming a community where one visually impaired people can communicate with another visually impaired, they can exchange their learnings, and this is a digital community we have already preparing. And these are few of the channels: radio and audio, promotion, NGO, media outlet, social and welfare forum. This is the revenue stream. 1 unit cost of this device is 10,000 INR, on which attachable module like Braille keyboard is starting from 300 INR. Revenue stream 2 is something new that we are bringing in, that is interactive content subscription, that is educational content, whose packages are ranging from 500 to 1,500 INR per quarter. Now, this is a financial analysis. Initial grant rate we seek is 10 lakh INR, and for setting up whole manufacturing unit, cost is estimated as 1.8
You have 1 minute to go.
Sure. And this is something that we are looking after 2 years, because initially we'll be doing it on the contract manufacturing basis. And this is a detailed break-even analysis for the first 5 years. And with this, break-even is estimated in 2 years, 1 month. Now, this is a competitor. Braille Me, Project Mudra, Michigan Braille Device, Blatter are some of the competitors. But in comparison to them, we provide full-fledged tablet device. That is, we can replicate whole page at a real time, but our competitor can replicate only 1 or 2 lines at a real time. At the same time, they're only a tactile device with the buttons on it where you can understand basic of a Braille pattern, but you cannot get a content at a real time. So there we come in. That is, we provide them with adapted content, like any of the content available online and offline. As well as we teach them Braille. With the help of this, they can learn Braille by themselves without being dependent on anyone else. And as well as our maintenance and pricing is also way low in comparison to competitor. This is my team. My name is Chinmanek. I'm the development lead. Nikita Kumari is taking care of R&D. Abhilash is taking care of the technical aspect as well as operational aspect. And these are few of the support team advisors and medical advisors. These are few of the highlights that we have received for our innovations, as well as this are few of the, yeah. Thank you.
I would
And thank you
request
for
the
the
jury to
opportunity.
proceed with the Q&A.
Hi, Chinmay. Good afternoon. This is Shantanu. I create.
Hi, Shantanu.
Very interesting concept. Very innovative. I think it's a great idea. One of my concerns is the ability to pay by the people by your particular market segment to the size
Right.
of the market segment that has the willingness and the ability to pay. But
Right.
that's not my question right now.
Yes.
You mentioned this is an open source platform.
Right,
What
right,
does
right.
that mean?
Sure. Yes, sir. Sir, this is something, the platform that we are giving to visually impaired, and they do not need a manually converted document or anything for that. A readily convert PDF or documents can be converted at a real time. So content provision is not an issue with this particular.
That is fine. So that you can do through OCR and various libraries. But what do you mean by open source?
Open source specifically in the content domain, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And talking about that feasibility of visually impaired, we have validated that as well. So initially we thought of going B2C, but for the same reason, we are going B2B and B2G, where we are targeting CSR activities as well as government initiative as well as.
that was exactly the problem. So your your revenue is going to be wholly limited to CSR, and that is not really a very scalable option.
No, sir.
So
Private is also there. Government is also there. There are several available things, as well as B2C will be available for whom they can afford at only 10,000 INR, because this is something that is our
10,000.
10,000 INR is the selling price of us.
All right. And
Yes,
any
sir.
subscription cost?
Subscription cost, if they need some special content in a form of interactive content, gamified content, that is ranging from 500 to 1,500 INR per quarter. That is for 3 months.
All right. Thank you. All the
Yes,
best.
sir. Thank you, sir.
I want to know what is the current stage of this product. Have you launched it? Are there users? And have you raised any funding? What is happening here?
Sure, sure. Yes, sir. Sir, we do not have the customer as of now, but we have users, that is 32 users. We have set up a demo classroom at Blind Relief Association in Maharashtra region, and it has been successful as of now, and it is they are able to get content out of it and education out of it, because it is something ecosystem that we have created in the classroom where it is an interactive solution, like teachers can provide all the content to the students directly and they can get the content out of it. So it's an interactive ecosystem that we have created, and it is going well as of now. So that is what we have identified with this.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, Chinmay, on the CSR side, how many machines have you been able to put out in the market?
Yes, sir. 32 is the classroom setup that we have done, as well as we have tested with few of the NGOs like Saksham NGO and Samarpan NGO that's working in East and West region of India. So that is something that we did. So approximately.
How many machines total?
Yes, sir. 32 machines is in total that we have set up for the demo classroom, and others we are like 7 prototype we are taking to other institutes and NGOs, but we have not set up there as of now. Only for testing purpose we have went there. So 32 is the number that we have set up a demo classroom with.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And your 3-year numbers, 3 years hence, what will be the numbers?
Yes,
your
sir.
Top line?
Yes, sir. So yes, sir. This is a break-even analysis, and we are estimating to sell at around 8,700 units to institutes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any other questions? I guess that is it. Thank you so much, Team Bliscare.
Thank you.
Lastly, we have Team VMove presenting their pitch. Team VMove, you may switch on your cameras and you can share your screen.
Sure. Just give me a second. I'll share my screen and then we'll get started.
Yeah, sure.
So if you could just confirm with me, is my screen visible clearly and am I audible and visible as well?
Yes, you're audible. Your screen is visible and your
You
video
are
is
also
on.
visible.
Sorry, sir.
I said you are also visible.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. I'll start. WeMove, the revolution in the field of assistive technology. Hi, my name is Loai Darwazawala. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student from KJ Somaya College of Engineering and the founder of WeMove. I would request everyone present here to spare me a thought. Look around you. Maybe you'll find a couple of lovely people sitting next to you and some things around. Say a glass of water or your favorite beverage. The actions of picking these things up would be intrinsic, maybe even involuntary. You wouldn't have to think about how you should curl your fingers around that object to pick it up. But that is not the same for more than 100 million people around the world. These millions of people that suffer from paraplegia, compromised finger functions, or need to use a wheelchair on a daily basis, for them, tasks as small as opening a door or picking things from around is sometimes impossible and insurmountable. Places that even marked as disabled friendly are not truly accessible for them in a true sense, as it is not possible to turn on the lights while sitting on a wheelchair, as the switchboards are always high up. To pick something from a high shelf is impossible without any external help. There arising a need for a universal device to extend and grab, which is affordable and easy to use, even for a person with compromised finger function. To solve this pressing problem that affects millions of people around the world, I came up with WeMove, the world's first open source, 3D printed, wheelchair mounted robotic arm. WeMove has set out to revolutionize the field of assistive technology. Let me take you through the short journey of how I discovered WeMove. It was at the start of the pandemic in February when I saw a young girl, well in her teens, being wheeled around by a friend in my college campus. As I observed her, I realized that a task that we take for granted, such as opening a door, could be insurmountable for some. And just then, it began through a gruesome lockdown, where I realized that the very person I saw might have been even left for herself with no assistance. My problem solving journey while contemplating the idea to have these very people regain their once lost independence led me to meet and understand the pinpoints of several people that use wheelchair in their day-to-day lives, attend various physiotherapeutic programs, and even visit many old age homes to understand their pain points and figure out a viable solution. After delirious research, I finally struck gold and WeMove was born. WeMove is built on these principles in the inception of the project: to be affordable for the masses, to be open sourced, use a 3D printed structure so it can be printed anywhere around the world, and to use only off-the-shelf parts. The arm consists of a 3D printed structure with 6 servo motors that provide us with enough accessibility to reach any position I desired. We have achieved a load-bearing capacity of 1.5 kg and a reach of 1 meter at the longest configuration, all the while being powered by a battery that is mounted underneath the wheelchair. So we have kept it as simple as possible so that even a willing non-technical person is able to replicate our project. We have set out to design and make a low-cost open source arm that someone could mount on their existing wheelchair, and the user can control it using a simple joystick mechanism. Moreover, this arm is not limited to mounting on the wheelchair, but it can be used by people with compromised finger functions or paraplegia and can be attached to the bedside to access and pick things from afar. Now, we are building it at a cost of rupees 25,000. It is a 100x reduction to the commercially available product that cost upward of rupees 25 lakhs. This makes us accessible to the masses. So you would be wondering, how do we do it then? There are two simple ways: reducing the manufacturing cost and using off-the-shelf parts. The only commercially available wheelchair-mounted robotic arm is Kinova Jacob. Isn't it beautiful? But these very injection molded and machine parts are extremely expensive to manufacture. Just the molds cost lakhs in the initial development. While WeMove has a completely 3D printed structure, it can be printed on a medium-sized 3D printer that are now very easily available in institutions and innovation centers. The servos or motors that are used in commercially available robotic arms cost more than 3 lakhs each, while we repurpose servos that are used in remote control cars that cost 3,000, a 100x reduction just in the cost of motors right there. Our roadmap includes getting our MVP built in the next 3 months as we start with the alpha stage of testing. With that, we hope to receive valuable feedback from our users and help us improve on our design. Post that, for beta testing, we hope to launch a Kickstarter campaign to increase our user base and get some funds for development, with an aim for completing our first phase and getting a market-ready product in just the next 9 months. Since VMove is open sourced at heart, a website is to be structured in a way that if someone disabled wants to build our device, they could provide us with a verification of their disability, and we could give them access to all our design and assembly guidelines for free. Would always be free for them. So you would be wondering, how do we generate our revenue? Our revenue is earned in two sources in the long run. We deliver semi-assembled kits worldwide to anyone that wants an easier way to gain access to our device. This is to be sold at a markup. We are also drafting a design and utility patent application with a view of earning royalty if such product is launched at a commercial scale. Just the market of assistive technology is $20 billion. We aim to capture it with a USP of being open sourced, as well as since we are free for the disabled, we have been featured in a number of online articles and we would leverage them as we grow. We are raising funds by entering such innovation and project competitions whose winnings would help us with our initial research and development money required to reach our MVP and beta stage. For the same, we have received research grants from IIT Madras and IIIT Delhi. We have 50 interested customers already who are willing to buy the kits for the alpha stage of testing. We hope to reach 150 customers this year, generating a sales of rupees 45 lakhs with a gross margin of 15 lakhs. In the next 3 years,
You have 1 minute to go.
Sure. In the next 3 years, VMove aims to provide a whole host of affordable open source product, impact more than 10,000 people while bringing a revolution in the field of assistive technology. These millions of people haven't had a device this affordable, this easy to use, and this open sourced. This will leave an impact at the grassroots level for such people while being a turning point in the field of assistive technology, where a large community works towards impacting these billions of lives. VMove has set out to help these millions of people regain their once lost independence. And we believe with your help, we can. Thank you so much. It was a delight to present here. I would love to answer any of your questions now.
The jury may proceed with the Q&A.
Hi, Levi. This is Shantanu. I create very interesting concept. So there are an n number of applications that a robotic arm, that the fully functional, sophisticated robotic arm can do. That ranges from robotics, that ranges from industry, ranges to harmful environments, various things a robotic arm can do. Why have you envisaged this product with the application of helping the paraplegic? I mean, this is a noble cause, definitely, but wouldn't it be easier for a more commercial application, somewhere where you can make more money, somewhere which it has further greater utility and a larger market?
Certainly, sir. In my journey, I just started 4 months back, and even in those time period, I have been in contact with a number of industrial people that want such robotic arm built for their industrial purposes to place things up. But what I found was the market that I am currently addressing has left untouched. These like industry can afford to pay more than 1 lakh rupees for their robotic arm, but these very people cannot afford to pay such higher because there are industrial robotic arms out there. What we are building is we also have a market of more than $20 billion plus more than 100 million potential customers as well. So why I chose this particular market was because this was untouched and there isn't any other commercially available viable product for such people to use. So that's the reason I built our first device was catered to them. As we grow, as we launch our second device, and as we move on, I envisage VMoves to be a robotics company where we have a division specifically catering to building open sourced and affordable product for the disabled, so that we are sustainable as well as we continue generating a revenue as well as we scale. So that's our goal and that's our implant for the long term.
What is the current? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Shantanu, go ahead.
Sorry, Shantanu. So just wanted to check, have you reached out to defense? There are a lot of people who have lost their limbs and all. Have you reached out to them for testing out such a thing?
So currently we are doing internal testings. Our design patents are in the drafting phase. It will be completed in the next couple of months. Once we have that, we have 50 customers already who are willing to buy the kits for the alpha stage of testing. Once we have that, for beta testing, we hope to increase. I have connections with the Paralympics Indian team. I competed in one of the competitions whose judge was Justin Jasidis. He represents India in the Paralympics. Through him, we would approach the Paralympics for the Indian Paralympics team for our testing phase as well. And as we scale, we would definitely approach the defense, as they have a large potential pool of customers for us as well.
Okay. And how do you control this? Just one thought on that. Like you have the motor, you have all the parts. How do you control it?
Yeah. Just because of shortage of time, I missed that. In our current scale of device, we have the mode of control is using a simple joystick mechanism. Just imagine an Xbox or a PS5 controller using 2 joysticks and 1 D-pad. You can control all of the 6 degrees of freedom of the robotic arm. As we move on, we are currently in the research phase of a second device that would have a camera mounted on the arm. The user would receive live feed from the camera on the tablet near them. And to pick something up, the user would just have to click on the tablet and the movement of the arm would be executed automatically. So that would increase the ease of use of our device manifold and could even help us serve a larger audience and a lot more people that suffer from compromised finger functions as well.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
Shantanu, please go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yes, sir. Any other questions, sir? Or feedback? I would love to hear that.
I mean, LV here, it's a lovely product. I think you're doing a very noble cause. I think, I mean, all the best. I mean, let's get in touch once your MVP is launched and we have some users. Let's look at the feedback. But it's a great, it's a good idea. And I think wish you all the best. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. I would love to connect with you.
And if you need help, say connecting with the defense, say the hospitals or something, happy to make some connections over there.
Sure, sir. I would reach out to you. That would be extremely helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, team VMove. Thank you so much, teams, for the wonderful pitch session of your ventures. You would now be moved to the attendees section. Please remain logged in for the day. Results will be announced later today. Before moving ahead, we will take a 5-minute break and play the video for our partners. Jury, we have shared a meet link with you, a Google Meet link on WhatsApp and email. I request you to please join that.
Is there a university that can bring the classroom closer to the workplace? That can balance theory with practice? That can seamlessly merge the present with the future? Is there a university that can take you from here to the world? BML Munjal University offers engineering and management programs mentored by Imperial College London, founded by the Hero Group, BML Munjal University.
iCreate, the International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. With a public-private partnership as its model, iCreate has supported innovation in domains that are a national priority. It has collaborated with Startup Nation Central to run the India-Israel Innovation Accelerator, connecting Israeli innovators and their solutions to Indian companies. With India's Sona Comstar and Israel's IRP, iCreate is co-developing an electric motor plus controller without using rare earth elements. With Gift City, India's only IFSC, it has created an enabling platform for the startup ecosystem in the field of fintech. iCreate has joined hands with Aether Energy to build a unique, integrated, open-source platform for small EVs. All this has contributed to making Gujarat the top performer in state's startup ranking, DPIIT, for 2 consecutive years in 2018 and 2019. iCreate, envisioned, evangelize, the biggest EV innovation challenge.
Welcome to Hyperstack Credential Cloud, the premier service for blockchain-secured digital credentials. Securing credentials in the blockchain doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It is as easy as designing the certificate you want, issuing it to your earners, and watching your brand profile grow as they share it with their network and leverage it to showcase their skills. With Hyperstack, you can create certificates that align with your brand using our comprehensive design platform, which integrates with Canva to provide a wide variety of customizable certificate and badge options. Once your certificates are ready to go, issue them in seconds by simply uploading a spreadsheet with your earners' email addresses. After they are issued, certificates are securely stored in the blockchain and can be verified with a single click, making it that much easier for potential employers to hire your earners. Design, issue, share, and verify. Create credentials you can trust with Hyperstack Credential Cloud.
BMTech has a profound legacy in the values of our founders. We stand not only for creating economic and commercial success, but also for social impact.
Is there a university that can bring the classroom closer to the workplace? That can balance theory with practice? That can seamlessly merge the present with the future? Is there a university that can take you from here to the world? BML Munjal University offers engineering and management programs mentored by Imperial College London, founded by the Hero Group, BML Munjal University.
iCreate, the International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. With a public-private partnership as its model, iCreate has supported innovation in domains that are a national priority. It has collaborated with Startup Nation Central to run the India-Israel Innovation Accelerator, connecting Israeli innovators and their solutions to Indian companies. With India's Sonar Comstar and Israel's IRP, iCreate is co-developing an electric motor plus controller without using rare earth elements. With Gift City, India's only IFSC, it has created an enabling platform for the startup ecosystem in the field of fintech. iCreate has joined hands with Aether Energy to build a unique, integrated, open-source platform for small EVs. All this has contributed to making Gujarat the top performer in state's startup ranking, DPIIT, for 2 consecutive years in 2018 and 2019. iCreate, envisioned, evangelize, the biggest EV innovation challenge.
Welcome to Hyperstack Credential Cloud, the premier service for blockchain-secured digital credentials. Securing credentials in the blockchain doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It is as easy as designing the certificate you want, issuing it to your earners, and watching your brand profile grow as they share it with their network and leverage it to showcase their skills. With Hyperstack, you can create certificates that align with your brand using our comprehensive design platform, which integrates with Canva to provide a wide variety of customizable certificate and badge options. Once your certificates are ready to go, issue them in seconds by simply uploading a spreadsheet with your earners' email addresses. After they are issued, certificates are securely stored in the blockchain and can be verified with a single click, making it that much easier for potential employers to hire your earners. Design, issue, share, and verify. Create credentials you can trust with Hyperstack Credential Cloud.
BTech has a profound legacy in the values of our founders. We stand not only for creating economic and commercial success, but also for social impact.
I hope you all enjoyed the video. We would now be starting with the second track of the pitching contest, which is an Indian startup service. For this category, we have the 4 teams competing that are Notbot, Connect Club, Harsh Garodia, and Joydeep Gogoi. Listen to the instructions carefully. The teams will hold in the following order: Team Notbot, Connect Club, Harsh Garodia, and Joydeep Gogoi. As soon as the team's name is announced, they would be requested to switch on their videos and start their pitch. Each team gets 5 minutes to present, followed by another 7 minutes to the jury for question and answer session. The team will be given indicators at 5 minutes and at 5th minute. Teams are requested to stop the pitch at the second indicator. We will now be starting with the second track of Indian startup service. All the best to all the finalists. The first team to present is Team Notbot. Team Notbot. All the service-based teams to please raise your hands.
Hi. Prachi, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I want to share my full screen. Okay. In the screen.
Your screen is visible.
Okay. So let me know when to start.
Just a second. You can begin.
I can start?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to start with, I would like to play a video first. At the video, you can see on the left-hand side, there's a chatbot running. It's a chatbot that is allowing someone, a clinic owner, to automatically book clients. A person comes, he enters date and time, he enters his name, then he selects the doctor. After selecting date and time and all, he selected doctor and the appointment has been fixed. Now let's move to our presentation. So not bot. What we do, we make custom WhatsApp chatbots and automation for businesses. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Abhishek Kumar. I'm the Director of Social Services Private Limited. I've received special recognition for Yardud, which was my earlier venture from Times of India. I graduated BML Munjal in 2019. Now coming to my experience, Yardud was my first venture. We started in November 2018 until March 2020, we continued. It was an online automobile aggregator, just like Go Mechanic. We received various awards and recognition from Startup India, DIPPT, Rajasthan Government, Chhattisgarh Government, Times of India, District Cloud, etc. I also worked at DRDO, ADRD to be specific from Jan to June 2020. Now moving to the opportunity that we saw in the market. The opportunity that we saw was the launch of WhatsApp Business APIs. And after the launch of WhatsApp Business APIs, all the companies were shifting to WhatsApp to increase their customer engagement. What were the two reasons? The two reasons were 90% open rate of WhatsApp messages as compared to less than 10% of SMSs and emails. These percentages have been taken from the leading API providers like Twilio, Interact, Vaki, etc. Another reason was presence of more than 1.5 billion users on WhatsApp. So now coming to what we do. We do custom WhatsApp chatbots and automation of businesses of all sizes. Companies were shifting to WhatsApp, but who was allowing them to shift to WhatsApp? It is companies like us who are doing that. We can automate almost all the things that we do on internet, from placing an appointment to buying groceries to paying for those. Everything that we can do on internet, we can do on WhatsApp. We can connect it to a database, website, app, anything. Notebot can do wonders in automation. We can name a process and we can bring it to WhatsApp. Now the features that we can automate: book an appointment, track an appointment, payments, feedback, placing orders, tracking status, canceling orders, quizzes, surveys, OTP, name anything, we can automate. Now coming to the businesses that you can use that, any business can use that. Medical institute, education institute, real estate, e-commerce, cloud kitchen, courier services, hyperlocal delivery businesses, government offices, banks, fintechs, everyone. Now coming to our revenue model, how are we earning doing all that? We have 5. First is setup fee. We are helping a company to set up this WhatsApp automation or chatbot. We are charging an initial setup fee that can go up to 50K. We even charge 1K, 2K, depending on if the business is small. Then we have a consultation charge. Like they don't want us to develop, they want us consultation, we provide that. We charge them a subscription fee of a solution. Then we upsell, like once we have converted a customer, we upsell our other services. And finally, referral from the other solution that we are using. Now coming to the revenue, we started in 1920, we actually started, then it was 25,000 rupees, then 2021, 30,000. Now we are earning 2.5 lakh. This is the MRR, monthly run rate. Then the revenue stream break, from which stream are we earning how much? From customer developments, we are earning our highest revenue, that is 60%, 65%. From consultation, 15%. From subscription, 20%. Referrals and all those constitute less than 0.5%. So I have included those here. Now, where are we spending this? The most is 30% salary and stipend it goes. 5% it goes to APIs and service. Then we have net profit of 65% that is used by us. Then coming to marketing, all our customers have been organic. We have spent 0 rupees till now on marketing. It's 100%. We receive from Upwork. We have 100% job completion rate on Upwork. You can see here.
Team, you have 1 minute to go.
Sure. And 10% we have the top rated 10% in them. We have Fiverr, Freelancer. We receive from Facebook groups. We have referrals. We have our own YouTube channel. We have free to use tools and a mobile app. I will show you free to use tools. We have free to use tools like a WhatsApp direct WhatsApp generator. You can create a link here. You can verify a number is present on WhatsApp or not. Then you can create a custom link for your number here or QR code. Then if you want to add people to group, it is used by small businesses. We have this service here as well. All these are free tools. We give it for free. Then however we come from, we have competitors like GupShup, Yellow Messenger, others. A differentiator is that we create custom solutions that these API providers are not building. We have created our own chatbot and automation builder, because of which we have decreased the TAT of building this custom solution by 4x. Now moving to next, we have more than 50 plus clients. Few of them are Cognizant, Indomie International Brand, Signature Global, Wealth Elite, etc., etc. Our full stack, these are the currently we have the backend ready for all these features. Our next step is building the front end and building connectors so that we can easily integrate and create custom solutions for our upcoming clients, so that we can reduce the TAT of this building this custom solution further. That's all from my side. And these are some reviews from Upwork that we received for. Panel, over to you for the questions.
LB here. Abhi, can you tell me what is your future plans? I mean, it's a very competitive space. It's very difficult to gain market here in this space. So what is that which you would do which others can't do, which will, put you really in a different light?
Yes, sir. I completely agree with you, sir. It's a very competitive. Like if you go to the paid marketing, the CPC of WhatsApp Business API itself is 550 rupees. So as I said, like we are differentiating ourselves from before building the custom solutions for the businesses and all. The next step is like I told you, like we have ready-made features, the customs APIs and custom integrations. These are the APIs, like we are building at the backend for them. The next step is we want to build a front end so that all the features that we have, the custom chatbot builder that I have showed you, like here we have talked about the automation and builder and all. It is currently API that we are building at the backend. So next step would be creating a UI for that, so that tomorrow we can productize it. I don't want to like stay in the services, because in the service the thing is that every time we have to create something from scratch and all. I want to productize it. So the next step is productizing it, creating UI for all these features so that the customer can come themselves and create those custom attributes, custom flows themselves. They don't need our help. If they need something very specific, then we can come and help them. Otherwise, they would not need our help. Like we are planning something like this, to making a product out of it.
Okay, thanks. I have no other questions. Let other jury members ask.
So in one line, why should anyone use you? In one line, what is your USP or value prop, or in one line?
We are creating what you want, a custom solution for your business.
So, Abhi, hi, this is Shantanu. You're in a very sticky spot. At one point, you say we are creating what you want, which is a custom solution, which takes a lot of time, which takes a lot of effort. And on the other hand, you want to say that you're productizing it, which is not a custom solution, which is going to be standard off the shelf, out of the box. So you're sort of, in my understanding, your pitch is very confused. Do you want to be custom solution providers? Do you want to be sort of productized and one size fits all sort of a solution?
No, so currently we are creating this custom solutions. Currently, what you want, we are building. The next step would be productizing it only. That is the only way to scale.
Thanks.
Difficult work, customizing and then acquiring your B2B customers is it's not an easy game. That's a difficult one. So I don't know what's the USP, how you will differentiate against others, and how you will stay ahead.
I didn't get you, sir. Can you please repeat?
I'm saying customizing and acquiring in a B2B scenario is a very challenging task. It's not easy. So how would you answer that query of an investor? How would you acquire customers?
So currently, sir, all the customers are coming organically only. So the next step would be definitely paid marketing only.
You are at 2.5 lakh right now, right?
Sir?
What's your revenue right now?
2.5 lakhs, sir.
Okay. So what LV's question is that 2.5 lakh, obviously you don't need to reach out, right? The moment you want this 2.5 lakh to become 25 lakh or 25 crore, then there has to be a value prop. There has to be a method in the madness. There has to be a focus on your side. All those things are required. Okay. So how will you reach out to customers? Who's your typical customer? That's I think what LV is trying to ask you.
Okay, sir. So the first thing is like moving from service based to the product based, like creating the solution that we are talking about at this place. And then moving to the paid marketing, and like we are also working on the SEO and all. So we are currently increasing our reach to the people. We are creating content all. So currently we do not have a specified made up plan for like how we'd be reaching to that 25 or 25 CR, that plan. We do not have. Currently the focus is building this one.
Fair enough. Yeah. Maybe next question, if somebody wants to ask.
I think we're through. Thanks, Abhi.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Abhi.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any other questions? I guess that is it. Thank you, Team Notbot.
Thank you, Prachi.
The next team that will be presenting their pitch is Team Connect Club. Team Connect Club, you may switch on your camera and you can share your screen.
Yeah. So camera bandwidth issue. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
It's my screen visible.
You're not very audible, Nikhil.
Hi, so is my screen visible?
Your screen is visible, but you are not audible. Your voice is
Hello.
cracking.
Now am I audible?
Yes.
Now am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are.
Sure. So yeah, today I'll be pitching a Start Connect Club, which is a networking platform for the startup
Nikhil,
ecosystem.
your screen is not visible. You're not audible. Your voice is cracking.
Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Now we can see your screen. Go ahead.
Am I audible right now?
Yes,
Hello?
you are. Yes, you're
Sure,
audible. Your screen is visible. Please begin.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So today I'll be pitching my Startup Connect Club, which is a networking platform for the startup ecosystem. Yeah, so the problem statement that we are trying to solve is that many startups, especially from tier 2, tier 3 city, they fail to grow as the entrepreneur as they're unable to connect with the right entrepreneur, investor, or incubator situated in tier 1 city who can help them and guide them to grow in their network. Right. So our platform is the solution that we have is to have one networking platform where entrepreneurs, investors, incubators from all across the globe can come closer to each other, network with each other, and help each other grow and make a better product. So our user base comprises mainly of the incubation center, investors, as well as startups who will be using Connect Hub. And yeah, these are few of the offerings that we offer to most of the user types that we have. So this is the investor type that we have. We let them manage their portfolios. We find them. We have a proprietary AI algorithm that showcases them startup depending upon their interest. You can directly chat with an entrepreneur. Something that is very important from a startup perspective, from the investor perspective, is a referral mechanism, and that can also be done on Connect Club. You can refer a startup that you like to your team or your partners just by doing one click. Similarly, these are few of the things that we offer to the startups that are coming on the platform. We let them get mentorship. We let them find investors. We let them apply for events happening to the startup ecosystem. If there's an incubator, then they can apply for incubation to that incubator through Connect Club. If there's a VC fund, then they can even apply for funding through our platform. Similarly, for the incubators and accelerators, this is the list of things where they can find, they can incubate, they can conduct event, they can if there's a webinar, something happen, they can even accept entries through our platform. So this is the platform that is there, it's currently hosted, and you guys can also try it out just by visiting connectclub.in. So far, this is till 13th April. Right now, talking, we have approximately 2,500 new users who have come to our platform within the last 30 days itself. We are seeing a 300% month-on-month growth ratio since February 2022. So for the past 4 months, we have been seeing a 300% month-on-month growth every month. We already have started receiving users from over 30 countries. We are growing organically. We haven't done any paid marketing yet. We are getting users from over 30 countries who are currently using our platform. So yeah, this is a go-to-market strategy and our startup in detail. So currently, the target audience that I've mentioned, what is the differential offering between the competitors and us? Is that we have a proprietary AI-based recommendation system that showcases your startup depending upon your interest. You can even apply for incubation. If there's an incubator listed on the platform, you can apply for incubation through our platform. If there's an event happening in startup ecosystem, you can apply for that event also through our platform. You can schedule a meeting, you can see your pitch, and it is extremely cost efficient. So if someone else wants to develop a platform like us, it will be charging them a lot. Whereas to have 100,000 active users, which is 1 lakh active users monthly, it would just cost us $35 per month to run a platform like us. We already have a data of close to 5,000 startups till March 2022, to 300 investors. That also was till March 2022. Again, talking about the revenue models, at this point of time, we are not generating any revenue directly through the platform. We are just wanting to get more and more users on it, but we will be generating revenue shortly, and that will be including advertisement-based model, subscription-based model, and success fee. Success fee will not only be dedicated to the deal close, but will also be comprises if there's a paid mentorship session happen. Then if a mentor is charging 2,000 rupees, we will be charging a small sum of that money as a success fee for our end. If there's a paid event that is happening, we will be charging a small fee of the paid event. That will be our success fee. Right. So this is the team that we have. So I am founder of Connect Club. I am currently a 4th year engineering student from KJ College, Mumbai. My co-founder includes Kalpana ma'am. She's from Delhi. She's a renowned startup speaker and angel investor and mentor. She's been with the startup ecosystem for over 20 years and has helped us drastically in framing this product. And along with this, the tech side has been taken care by my CTO, Swapnil Vajpayee. Right. So currently we are looking to raise 70 lakh rupees to have 100,000 active users within 12 months span. And out of which we have already received a 10 lakh soft commitment from our company itself. From Connect Club, their investor reached out to us through Connect Club and has offered 10 lakh rupees at a valuation of 10 CR. So yeah, our achievement, we recently just 2 days back, we have become the deal partners in Mumbai Angel Network as well. We are incubated. We are Startup India DIPG verified. For our work, we have even received a LOR from the Ministry of MSME and have also won the Best Tech Startup Award at Maker Mela, which is...
Team, you have one more.
Sure. So I think that is it. I'm open for questions. Yeah. So I'm done from my end. I'm open for questions. Hello. Yeah, I'm done from my end. I'm open for questions.
Hi, Nikhil. This is Shantanu. I create. So what I understand is that you're trying to make a platform to connect startups amongst themselves and startups with incubators and perhaps startups with various other stakeholders, right?
Yes, sir. So in one liner, it is a LinkedIn, but for startup ecosystem.
It is a LinkedIn for the startup ecosystem. So are you aware that Startup India has one of the most popular such platforms in the world called Startup India platform? Similarly, Meti has a similar platform called Meti Startup Hub. There is something called Angel.co. There's something called F6S. So this is a ridiculously overcrowded, over-competitive space, and a lot of these platforms are run by government. So the Startup India platform is run by government, run by Startup India, run by Meti. So I mean, I honestly don't see how you're going to be able to get traction, because I think Startup India has been largely successful. It has international stakeholders, it has incubators, it has, I think, the highest footfall of startups in India across multiple platforms. How are you going to establish? I mean, what is it that you have that Startup India will not have?
Right. So sure. If you just give me a minute, I can demonstrate the platform within a fraction of a second. That will help you. So we basically did a research.
I don't think you need to demonstrate. I think you need to talk about it.
Sure, sir. So basically, we found the key pinpoints that people were facing with the Startup India platform that was there. So what basically Startup India does, it is ask the incubator to list on a platform, and then if someone wants to reach out to that incubator, again they'll have to go to that incubator site, get to them and apply. So it is more of a listing platform rather than a networking platform. If you open a Startup India site,
have you spoken to incubators?
Yes, so we already have spoken to incubators. We have Riddle on the platform. They are conducting an event recently. Who are doing it? We are already in talks with Sign IT Bombay.
Every incubator has its own compliance. Every incubator has its own method of capturing data, and hence they have their own application forms and their own methods, their own procedures. That's why they have their own websites. Otherwise, it's not very hard for Startup India to integrate a form onto their website. They have done that for various programs, various challenges.
Right. So basically, in that scenario, if you see it, Startup India has those lines there, but multiple people we actually asked in the paper. So you're not exactly able to. There is no option for an entrepreneur to chat with an entrepreneur, or to chat with an investor, or to chat with an incubator through Startup India portal. You can get the email address if the other person has made it available. You can get the email address.
I think there are n number of ways to chat anyway. Chalo, in any case, I think I'm done.
I have
the other jury can carry on.
Sure.
I have one question, Nikhil. You said you have some relationship with Mumbai Angels.
Yes, sir.
So what is that relationship? Are you getting some revenue out of that relationship where you are?
So it just got signed 2 days ago. That is the reason I didn't get the time to add it on the pitch deck. So we have become a deal partner with them. Mumbai Angels saw a platform. They love the platform. They said that you are amazing startups. You refer startups to us, and whichever startups that we are funding, you will be getting a 2% share of the entire deal that is happening.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Sure. So coming back to the question, agreed, those platforms are there, but again, the number speaks for itself. We are seeing a 300% growth this thing, and people are leaving Startup India. In fact, Startup India did have this event that we also have on our platform. 57 people have applied to Startup India. It is there on this thing, the incubator themselves, and you can tally it with the incubators, and 207 people have applied it over here. So the same program which is running over there, 57 people have applied, 207 people have applied on this, even though we don't have that numbers at this point of time. Sure. So any other questions?
Can you show the numbers, how they go?
Sure, sir. 1 second. I'll just showcase the numbers. So
in terms of users and later monetization, if there's any.
Yes, sir. So this is the user that you can see. This is within the last 7 days. We got almost 1,000 new users, and out of which
I'm talking about projections, how you see it panning out going forward.
Okay, that way. Yes. Okay, got it. So we plan of having 100,000 active users by this financial year. That is the target that we hope to achieve. Out of which, taking the worst case scenario, we want 5,000 active paying customers. And if 5,000 active paying customers, so our monthly revenue, the way we have projected our revenue, will be approximately 40 to 60 rupees per month. Because we will be giving them options to schedule the video calls, conduct the video calls. Everything that is happening in the startup ecosystem and various other third-party application will be happening in the same platform. All the things under one roof. So these are the things that we have. So our projected user base, if you see it,
Is it only me who can't hear, or others can hear?
There's probably some issue on his end, I guess.
Yeah, we can't hear. I can't also can't hear.
Nikhil? Let's wait for him for a minute, and after that we can proceed with the next thing. So let's continue with the next team. The next team that we have is the next pitch that we have is Harsh Garodia.
Yeah, please confirm
you
me.
may switch on your camera.
Yeah. Yeah, just confirm me if my screen is visible or not and if I'm audible or not.
You are clearly audible. Your screen is visible and you are visible.
So shall I start?
Yes, please.
So in 2019, during a road trip, a friend of mine had a deadly crash. I tried to contact by the nearby ambulances, but most of them weren't available. And those they were stuck in city traffic. After a lot of hustle and tussle, we were able to take him to the nearest hospital, but he died on the way. The doctors said that if he would have been brought on time, or if critical life support would have been provided to him during the golden hour, he could have been saved. That shook me apart. Then I started to research about this, and according to a report of Times of India, around 24,000 people die each day due to delayed medical assistance. That made me to think that if we can get our groceries or our food delivered under 10 minutes, so why not a medical professional? So hi, I am the founder of First Helpers and we care for lives. So let's understand the problem. So the major problem that we face is delayed medical assistance. Even if you try to call an ambulance, most of the ambulances might be stuck in the city traffic jam. And even if they arrive, they do not have the necessary equipment to curtail the necessary life. They basically act as a cab from the spot to the hospital. We do not have any proper diagnosis in rural areas, and we also do not have any good doctors in rural areas. So what is the solution? So basically, we are a two-wheeler mobile paramedic division that caters to patient under 5 minutes. We reach the spot and treat the patient till a four-wheeler ambulance arrives if required. We have a virtual consultation center in rural areas where people could come in, get their consultation, diagnosis, and treatment done at a very low cost. So basically how it works, so we have an application where we are basically developing an application where the patient or somebody on his behalf presses the SOS button and the nearest paramedic is appointed. He reaches a spot under 5 minutes and he tries to neutralize the patient by providing him critical life support. And if required, then a backup ambulance arrives. For rural areas, patient can consult doctor through a clinical setup where they walk in. We have a paramedic inside. They connect the doctor on Skype. Then the doctor asks the paramedic to conduct some text, and then the medication is provided accordingly. And if further treatment is required, then we transfer the patient to the nearest partner hospital. So the key differentiators that we have, the first is one-click service, a tap and we are there. We have a quick response team. We currently have 4 virtual centers. We are trying to become a tech-driven application. We are trained professionals in this medical background, and the main point is affordability, which we'll be talking about in the presentation. So talking about the market cap, around $300 billion is the market cap of Indian healthcare. Around 4 billion doctors consultation were recorded in FY 2020 to 21. So talking about the financials, so the expected average cost for EMS is 1,350. The average gross profit from per patient is around 800. Moving on to the virtual clinics, the average cost for virtual clinics is around 400, which includes medication, consultation, a follow-up for 14 days, and even generic medicine that we provide. The gross profit per patient is around 100 only. So talking about the current revenue, we have been operational for the past 4 months, and the average cost that we have taken from the patient is around 200. We do not have the test centers in those areas, but the revenues that we were able to generate was around 8 lakhs, and the profit that we were able to, the net profit that we have in our account is around 2 lakhs. So looking forward to a potential outcomes, the worst case scenario that we remain a 10-wheeler paramedic division and just have 20 clinical servants. The realistic case scenario is that in 3 years, we just want to get the 5% in top 3 Indian states and generate a 20 crore profit per year. And the best case scenario is to become market leader and have 700 crore plus revenue in this space. Currently, we are being incubated by AIC IIT Delhi, and we are training 30 medical professionals, and our application website and the trained professional team is bound to launch on the 15th of May. We have had tie-ups with societies. We are right now a B2B business. So right now we have tie-up with around 50 of the societies and around 2 hospitals, which are providing training to our paramedics.
Harsh, you have 1 more minute to go.
Yeah. So basically, our application will track the health of the future that we are looking for is that the application will track the health of the customer through the health band, and it will send out alerts if there's some fluctuation. And if the person turns on the smart feature, then the paramedic is auto appointed in case of any emergency if the AI is fed more and more data. We'll be having a list of doctors. So when a paramedic reaches a spot, the doctor would be ready and prepared for the patient if he is going to arrive at the hospital. The major thing that we also look for is the cancer rate. So cancer rate will be a web page in our page in our application and a web page where we'll be running cancer rate programs for the cancer patients so that they could be motivated. And then we'll also be renting out medical equipment for home setup. So this is my team. I'm Harsh. I have completed my BCA from Pune University, and I was an application developer at Orchard Hospital. And we have Kumari Kirti. She's an ex-Vedanta employee currently working with us, and she is completed her post-graduation from XIC Ranchi. So thanks. I'm open to any questions. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. The jury may begin with the Q&A.
So where are you located right now, and what all areas are you covering with your bikes right now?
Okay, so right now we are located in Ranchi itself, the nearby districts of Ranchi. We haven't started the bike services as of now. We are training the professionals as of now because it requires certification. So as of now, we have 4 clinical centers where a patient from the tier 3 or lower areas walks into the clinic, and then we offer them consultation, and we provide them affordable. We try to line up them to the affordable hospitals if they have a serious issue.
So what is the current revenue about?
Okay, so as I mentioned that we have been serving for the past 4 months, and the revenue basically we charge 100 rupees from the patient for consultation, which is a follow-up for 100 days. And we have the medication that is given on spot from the professional. So the average that we were able to take out is around 200 that a patient pays to us, and the revenue till date is around 8 lakhs.
So 8 lakhs is what, GMV or net revenue? What is it?
It is GMV.
What's your net revenue?
Our net revenue is around 7 lakhs. Yeah.
7 lakhs.
Yeah. Because our company was basically formed on 28th of February. So for the first 2 months, we were running on the net gross model. After that, we incorporated ourselves, and then we got ourselves registered.
Are you aware that the DRDO also had a similar model for bike ambulance and all?
Yes, I do. So the basic difference between DRDO and us is that DRDO doesn't provide life support. DRDO acts as an ambulance support that carries patient on the back of a two-wheeler. But what we do is we provide life support on spot. And what we have seen from most of the cases that during the golden hour, as said by the fraternity of doctors, is the most critical moment. It is a time where a patient could survive or die. And yeah, this is all for it when you compare it with the DRDO. Hello.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any other questions? Thank you, Harsh.
Thanks a lot.
So lastly, we have Joydeep Gogoi presenting his pitch. Joydeep, you may switch on your camera, and if you want to share your screen, please do that.
Yes. Am I audible? And is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible. You are audible.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Yes. Hello, judges. This is Joydeep Gogoi, the founder of Smart Papa. So what exactly is Smart Papa? So Smart Papa is building influencer-driven merchandise marketplace. Now, first let's understand what exactly the influencers. Now there's a trend of content creation, be it YouTube, be it Instagram, or any social media platform. Now these influencers have become a part of our life. We review, before buying any product, we tend to review the products. We tend to see the quality through these influencers, and many times it happens that we end up buying products endorsed by them. So that kind of influence they have in our buying decision. So that's why they are known as influencers. Now many college going students and many teenagers are becoming content creators. But except from the top level influencers, the mid level or the bottom level, they are not earning much from this platform, even though they have a good social media following. So they tend to go search for some alternate source of income. One is the merchandise, and second is the brand collaboration. Now let's talk about merchandise. What exactly is a merchandise? So you might have heard about a brand called Being Human. It's a merchandise brand of Salman Khan. You might have heard about a brand called HRS. It's a merchandise brand of Hrithik Roshan. Now, these are big players. They have the financial strength to start their own brand. Now, I've shared this screenshot of the few top influencers, social media influencers, who have faced the problem when they wanted to start the merchandise for them. So very first problem that people are facing is that there is no standard platform where they can start and launch their merchandise brand. The second thing, the lack of resources. They don't know where to find good suppliers who will be managing their orders, how to fulfill returns, customer queries, and all. And third thing is the main, that is they are busy in creating content. They don't have time for merchandise, even though they want to. Now, how big is the market? And is it the right time to start the merchandise? So it's a trend nowadays. A lot of people are coming to create content in YouTube or Instagram, and the timing is, it's just growing. Let's ask ourselves, don't we spend much of our leisure time on social media? And how many of us, tend to check the reviews of any product before buying it? So it's a time of creator economy that these influencers drive the buying decision of customer. So what solution you're providing? We provide an individual store website to every influencer so that they can start their own merchandise brand. So we are like kind of Shopify for merchandise. We do private labeling for them, we do printing, shipping, all the back-end work for them. And we have made the platform so easy that even a 14-year-old YouTuber kid can also operate. So what's the current status? We have recently launched the platform last month, and basically I'm from Assam, so I'm collaborating with a few of the artists and singers from Assam. Left side we can see the mobile app where they can control, where they can see their merchandise, their number of orders, their earnings, and all. And the right side is a platform that how it looks. To get this platform, it just takes 2 minutes of registration. Just need to download the app, create an account, and just 2 minutes. In just 2 minutes, they will be able to get this kind of website for them, where they will be able to sell their merchandise and all. Now, so what is the business model? So we provide products at a base price, upon which the influencers would be able to add his or her profit margin. Whenever the end customer buys the product, influencer gets their profit margin and we get ours. So it's a win-win situation for both of us. Now, whom we are targeting? We're targeting social media influencers, basically the YouTubers or small artists who have good social media following. Now, it's not an untested startup that we are working on. So there are a few other players like Karak Merch, the Merch Bay, the Hype Store. The Hype Store recently raised $1.5 million this year. So they're working in kind of same model. The Karak Merch and Merch Bay target basically YouTubers or top level influencers. Smart Papa aims to target.
You have 1 more minute to go.
Okay, this Smart Papa aims to target the masses of influencers ranging from the micro to macro level, basically from followers of 10,000 to 1 million. Who don't have good following, but they don't have good income, and they try to go for brand collaboration and merchandise and all. So, what's the future integration they will be doing? Apart from the custom merchandise, we'll be also allowing other brands or companies to sell their products through this influencer's website. For that, the influencer will be getting commission out of it per sale, and as a platform provider, we'll be earning a certain commission out of it. Yeah, so it's many influencer marketing agencies are doing this model, but they are not in a standard way. Basically, the brand sends a product to promote in their influencer do promote in their social media. That's how they're generating sales, and that's how they're getting those pay for purpose and all. So basically, we provide them with a store, so then per sale they would be able to get some commission out of it.
Your time is up.
Yeah.
Your time is up.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
I would request the jury to proceed with the Q&A.
What is the traction you have till now, NV here? So what is the current traction? What stage is this in?
Yeah, so we have launched the platform. We have launched last month. We have launched, but we have and we have onboarded a few of the influencers from artists and singers from Assam. So when we talk to the small influencers, we found that they are more tend towards brand collaboration apart from merchandise, because they are not that established. So they are more tends toward promotion of other brands where they get commission out of it. So we will integrating soon that that method where they will be able to generate commission from every sale they make. Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Joydeep, you are audible.
Yes, I'm. Yes. Yes.
Do we have other questions? Hello.
Any questions?
I guess that is it. Thank you, Joydeep.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I would like to thank the teams for the wonderful pitch session of your ventures. The teams were so good, which now leaves the jury with their hands full. I request the jury to join the session and jury members, we have shared a Google Meet link with you all. I request you to please join that to deliberate the result.
All right, signing off.
Is there a university that can bring the classroom closer to the workplace? That can balance theory with practice? That can seamlessly merge the present with the future? Is there a university that can take you from here to the world? BML Munjal University offers engineering and management programs mentored by Imperial College London, founded by the Hero Group, BML Munjal University.
iCreate, the International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. With a public-private partnership as its model, iCreate has supported innovation in domains that are a national priority. It has collaborated with Startup Nation Central to run the India-Israel Innovation Accelerator, connecting Israeli innovators and their solutions to Indian companies. With India's Sona Comstar and Israel's IRP, iCreate is co-developing an electric motor plus controller without using rare earth elements. With Gift City, India's only IFSC, it has created an enabling platform for the startup ecosystem in the field of fintech. iCreate has joined hands with Aether Energy to build a unique, integrated, open source platform for small EVs. All this has contributed to making Gujarat the top performer in state's startup ranking, DPIIT, for 2 consecutive years in 2018 and 2019. I create, envisioned, evangelize the biggest EV innovation challenge.
Welcome to Hyperstack Credential Cloud, the premier service for blockchain-secured digital credentials. Securing credentials in the blockchain doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It is as easy as designing the certificate you want, issuing it to your earners, and watching your brand profile grow as they share it with their network and leverage it to showcase their skills. With Hyperstack, you can create certificates that align with your brand using our comprehensive design platform, which integrates with Canva to provide a wide variety of customizable certificate and badge options. Once your certificates are ready to go, issue them in seconds by simply uploading a spreadsheet with your earners' email addresses. After they are issued, certificates are securely stored in the blockchain and can be verified with a single click, making it that much easier for potential employers to hire your earners. Design, issue, share, and verify. Create credentials you can trust with Hyperstack Credential Cloud.
BMTech has a profound legacy in the values of our founders. We stand not only for creating economic and commercial success, but also for social impact.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hardika Gupta from BML Munjal University, and I'll be the host for the women-founded startups. So we will now be starting with the third track. And before starting with the track, let me allow me to introduce the jury panel for the track. Our first member is Kruti Raina. She's the head investment at Lead Angels. Ma'am is an experienced analyst with a demonstrated history of working in the advisory industry. She's a strong research professional with a master's degree focused in banking and finance from Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics. Welcome, ma'am. Our second jury member is Vasna Sharma. She's the director of TIE Delhi NCR. Ma'am has nearly 3 decades of wide-ranging experience across diverse sectors, trained to be an expert professional. She started her career in domestic sales and has richly enhanced and diversified her experience. She has been a journalist, a theater person, and a startup maverick. She has been the director of Delhi chapter of the Indus Entrepreneurs for 10 plus years, where she leads some sectors like internet and mobile, education, and clean tech. Welcome, ma'am. Our third jury member is Manglesh Yadav, who is the program director at Niti Aayog. Sir is a problem solver at core and loves to brainstorm and find relevant solutions. He works with Niti Aayog to drive social impact by building the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. Welcome, sir. For this category, we have 4 teams competing, that are Team AgriVijay, Indus, Snow Research Venture, and Hivrix Technologies Private Limited. I'll now take everyone through the instructions for pitching round. Kindly listen to the instructions carefully. The teams will be called in the following order: Team AgriVijay, Indus, Snow Research Venture, and Hivrix Technologies Private Limited. As soon as a team name is announced, they would be requested to switch on their videos and start their pitch. Each team gets 5 minutes to present, followed by another 5 minutes with the jury for question and answers. The team will be given indicators at 4 minutes and at 5 minutes, and the teams are requested to stop the pitch at their second indicator. So now we'll be starting with the third track of Indian Startup Women. All the best to all the finalists. The first team to present their pitch is Team AgriVijay. I request Team AgriVijay to switch on their camera and share their screen.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible and you can proceed with your pitch.
Shall we start?
Yeah, yes, sir, you can.
So my name is Shobha Chanchalani. I am the co-founder of AgriVijay. I founded AgriVijay with Vimal Bandwani in Pune, and COVID in June 2020. We are operating in Rajasthan and Maharashtra. We are solving two problems together. First, farmers' dependency on fossil fuels such as diesel to run diesel generators, run electric water pump or firewood for cooking. Also, vegetable farmers suffering from post-harvest losses along with waste manually animal available at their end which goes unutilized. When we try to solve the problem with renewable energy product in solar, biogas and electric, the solution are not available at village level. Also, farmers are not knowledgeable about renewable energy such as solar, biogas and electric. To solve both the problem, we are bringing one solution, AgriVijay, India's first and only marketplace of renewable energy products for farmers and rural households, available online and offline through our renewable energy stores with energy advisory approach, with engage with farmers with call center, field sales, support, AI inbuilt website and mobile app. We are bringing 25 companies in solar, biogas, thermal and electric with their 150 plus products and innovation for farmers and rural households. Our flagship product are solar, water pump, biogas, digester, solar inverter, electric tractor and solar cold storage solution. Our business model innovation, which is network of renewable energy stores at village level, is our USP with the below features. Any rural retailer can associate with us with a minimum investment of 25 to 40,000, earning portable of up to 50,000, making solar, biogas and electric product available for farmers. We are an all-round impact company, bringing increased saving and income for farmers, mitigating CO2 emissions to fight climate change, helping companies and startups reach last mile farmers with wide reach with our restores. Our target customers are dairy and vegetable farmers in B2C and B2B, government institutions, foundation, CSR department in MNC, etc. We have good total available market of 9 crore farmers families, and with average order size of rupees 50,000 of small solar inverter, we have good TAM of $12.8 billion. We are the first movers, hence no direct competition. We are the only ones with focus on agriculture, complete with renewable and green energy. AI inbuilt on website and mobile app to understand energy needs of farmers, use portable of free product in solar, biogas, thermal, wind and electric, offline and online marketplace. Our is we are building a green supply chain with robust last mile delivery of the product across rural India with long-term warranty and after sales service, free solar insurance against theft and natural damage. Financing of EI facility, making these store product affordable for small and marginal farmers, making us unique in value propositions. We are currently operating in Maharashtra and Rajasthan with 55 plus stores and expand to Gujarat, Karnataka and Telangana from April with funding support to reach our 1,000 stores goal in next 2 years. We have mitigated 5,000 plus tons of CO2 emissions as a climate action impact by onboarding 150 plus farmers with products such as solar water pump, solar inverter and heater along with biogas digester to fight climate change. We have generated 80 lakh of business in 1.5 years month with 55 plus stores.
Team, 5 minutes are up. Now I request the judges for the Q&A.
We have generated 80 lakh.
I request the judges to ask their respective questions.
I can go ahead. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah, hi. So Shobha, very quickly, can we go back to that slide which had the financials on it? I can't remember. That was the slide that you were speaking about. Yeah, there, right. So this one, Shobha, you were telling me that right now you have 55 franchisees already?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to go back to the beginning, Shobha. If I understand correctly, what you're doing is that yours is a marketplace where you're selling these products, which are farming products, right? And what you're saying is that all these products are in the renewable sector, from the renewable space. Like you will not sell a diesel genset, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's something that you have done out of the motivation behind what you're creating. I mean, are you getting enough traction? Do you feel farmers sitting out there are looking specifically for renewable products? I mean, is that your research tells you that that is the discernment farmers have? What parts of the country are you in? These 55 franchisees are which part of the country?
Okay. Hi, Upasana. I'll answer this question.
Sure, please do. Yeah, please feel free.
Hello.
Yeah, please feel free. Which part of the country is
I'm BML
55?
Munjal, founder and CEO of AgriVijay. So we are operating in Maharashtra and Rajasthan right now, and
right. And these 55 are
getting a good traction because.
Okay.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, Vimal. That's right.
Yes.
No, so quickly, just jumping on to the next question, paucity of time. So, Vimal, you said franchise model, and then you said, oh, these are the sellers. The partners and brands are the sellers, right?
Correct.
Right. So, which way do you? So, there are two parts you're handling in this marketplace, Vimal. Is that one is this is online and offline both, right?
Correct.
So what is the bigger component for you to handle? Finding the brands who are the sellers or finding the franchisees?
Okay, so my bigger component would be the finding the customers, because what has happened is all these products have been available over the 2 decades, but they have never penetrated at the village level. Even today, these companies are working in a dealer distributor model, for which renewable energy product is not a product which works in a dealer distributor model, considering the conversion ratio is 1:10. So whether you talk about a solar inverter, solar water pump, or a biogas digester, farmers are still in a mode that these products are not needful products. They are still in a desire stage. So they need a conversation of energy needs where they get the product rightly recommended, sold and installed by the single entity, because most of the manufacturers are only manufacturing it, while these products require some accessories to be installed, and after installation only they get the right output along with the payback period in terms of increased savings.
So Vimal, I think you have actually asked the question which I wanted to ask, is that right now the biggest challenge for you is to actually create that market, right?
Correct,
right now, that demand, the market and the demand that needs to be created. I mean, you may find a franchisee, obviously you will find the sellers because they want to sell their manufacturers, but the whole concept of the farmer finding it value and therefore wanting to order it. So how are you addressing that challenge? That is the big challenge, the biggest challenge I can see here. How are you doing it?
So Yes. So basically what has happened is, since knowledge dissemination was not there about these products, so with our renewable energy stores, which are asset light model stores, they don't invest on stock. They only educate the farmers that these products are available at his end. And these are 25 companies, 150 plus products. So huge plethora of renewable energy products, whether you talk about solar cold storages, whether you talk about solar water pump, inverters, digesters, electric tractors. And the biggest challenge where farmers are also getting EMI facility of 3, 6, 9, 12 months with 0% interest rate. So that actually facilitates not just the knowledge dissemination, making these products more accessible and affordable with renewable energy stores, but also creating a new market which was not there earlier in the village level.
How much, sorry, I may have missed it. So you've been in operation for how much time?
1.5 years. We started our operation in June 2020 as a company.
Right. Yeah, you
launched
mentioned that.
ourselves commercially in December 2020.
Yeah, she mentioned that in the beginning. Okay. So 18 months, and you're projecting that the whole thing goes 10x in the next 24 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Depending on the funding raised, because there is no qualified workforce available right now, and every workforce we are building is manufactured in this evolution or growth phase of the journey of AgriVision.
And you say you're looking to raise 2 crores. How do you plan to spend this money?
So we have already raised 25 lakhs under the Startup India Seed Fund scheme from Indigram Labs. The remaining funds will be used for hiring qualified workforce, deploying tech, because we started offline, but now I think farmers are now ready to engage with the technology where we want to install launch AI-enabled website and mobile app, so that the farmer engagement can happen more and more, and farmers can gradually move from offline to online. So they can go offline to RE stores, as well as interaction can happen online as well, and the purchase can happen also online.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinny.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
So can you tell me, when you say that the average monthly revenue is 7 lakhs, what's the breakup of this? Is this entirely going as costs, or are you earning something out of this?
So we are EBITDA positive from fourth month. We are getting a non-refundable franchisee setup fee from 25 to 40,000, along with direct sales happening across the 2 states, Maharashtra and Rajasthan, in solar water pumps and biogas digesters and solar inverters, where still we have a good gross margin where we make money. So we are an EBITDA positive, and we have generated 90 lakhs of revenue till date, out of which 73 lakhs have come in this financial year. And we also executed 2 B2B impact projects, one with Selco Foundation and one with Arpan Seva for solar inverters and biogas digesters.
Okay, so that's directly implemented by you, not by using the franchisee model.
Pardon?
The digester that you said, and the other project, the couple of projects that you said, they are directly implemented by you, not by the organization, not by the franchise.
So most of the manufacturers, we have a partnership agreement with all these partners you see on the slide, and we procure at a fixed rate which is mentioned in the agreement, along with certain legal and commercial terms like protection of the customer in terms of warranty and the quality of the product, and then we deliver, install, and give after sales service along with the manufacturer of the particular product.
What happens when your franchisee model, if supposedly it does not grow for the next 1 year, and the growth is only, say, less than 0.5x?
So if you see, we were born in COVID and faced 2 lockdowns. Despite that, we have grown resiliently, having 65 renewable energy stores in villages in Rajasthan and Maharashtra with a small team. We right now only have 4 to 5 people in sales. Other people are in call center, accounts, and partnership and marketing department, not purely in sales. So if that minimal force can generate this much revenue and brings these many RE stores, I think we believe the moment we have more qualified workforce and we raise more subsequent fund rounds, we will achieve our goal of 1,000 renewable energy stores across India.
Do you have a renting model around around these products also, or you're just selling it off the shelf?
Pardon, sir, I didn't hear you.
Do you have a rental model around the products?
Yes, we also have some products such as solar cold storages, which are available in rental form as well.
Sorry to stop you, sir, since you are running short of time. We'll move on to the next team. Thank you so much, team. I agree with that. The next team which will be presenting their pitch is Team Indus.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I request Team Indus to present their pitch.
I have the permission to, now, just give me one second. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible, and
so we can start the time. Yeah. So namaskaram everyone. So this is Team Indus with my teammate Pratisha Sanami, and I'm Anu Paikar. So we're directly going to the product that we are working. So let's start with a punchline. Desi Chula ka new look, Venticook. So let me ask you a question. What do you see in the screen right now? Darkness, isn't it? This is the life of more than 2.5 billion people all over the world. Now you must be thinking, Anu, what is that problem that is faced by 2.5 billion people? And that problem is indoor air pollution caused by biomass burning stove or mud stove, or in Hindi we call it the chulha. Now let's discuss what problem does this chulha cause. So as you can see, the amount of smoke produced by this chulha or this mud stove contain harmful components such as carbon monoxide, PM2.5, PM10 that kills around 1 million women every single year in India. It means that 2 women every single minute. The second problem is that, as you can see, the woman is sitting in such an uncomfortable position with her back bent. This leads to distorted posture and back problems in the later ages of your life. And the third problem is that, as you can see, she is using a blowpipe just to maintain the flame. Not only it's dangerous, but also very exhausting. So when I understood that these are 3 of the major problems, and I have to create one solution that is so simple that it is not only scalable to a lot extent, but also feasible for the rural population. And that gave rise to our solution that is known as Venticook. So this is Venticook. So Venticook is the world's first mechanically powered 4-star stove that uses a treadle mechanism similar to that of the sewing machine or tailoring machine that you have seen in your locality. So the treadle mechanism is connected to an air inlet fan, and the user just have to sit in a chair and use his legs to control the treadle, and the fan will continuously push clean air inside, leading to a complete, or you can say, efficient combustion. As you can see, here is a closer look. Barely any smoke is produced. And you must be thinking, Anup, if I'm cooking for 30 minutes, do I have to pedal for 30 minutes? Absolutely no. As you can see, I have stopped the pedaling. Just look at the flame. So this is the clear difference. In the left, you can see we have the Venticook with such a small design change. We're able to achieve such efficiency. And the right, you can see the mud stove that is not only killing millions of people, but also very much inefficient. So this is the before and the after. So this is the before model that we created somewhere around 7 months back, our initial stage, and we validated it, tested it. And these are some of the feedback that it was too large, too bulky, it was having a lot of unnecessary part. So this is our final model, which is the MVP. As you can see, we have reduced the size, we have reduced the weight, we have done extensive cost cutting, and we have given it a painted and polished look. So now, Pratisha, if you want to continue, please.
Yeah, sure. So talking about the impact, Venticook is 200% more efficient than mud stove, and it also consumes 50% less wood. And smoke is also reduced by 2 times. In terms of environment, we are not only reducing the carbon emission, but also deforestation. And the time of cooking is also reduced by 40%. And finally, instead of using the profile, you just need to use a less for it. So now I would like to go to market potential. And talking about the market potential, we have a huge market potential. So as our SOM is around 20 million plus household all over Odisha. SAM is around 145 million household all over Odisha. And TN is more than 700 million households all over the world with an estimated market potential of $12 billion. So now moving on to sustainability factors.
In 4 minutes, sir. Last 1 minute left.
This satisfy both functional and emotional desires such as reduced time in cooking related activity. It also reduces fuel combustion and reduces overall emission. Second is the market viability, and which is Unnat Chula Abhiyan, where government is providing subsidy to clean cooking stoves like Venticook up to 600 rupees. And the last factor is technological feasibility. And moving on to some of our achievements and progress, we are funded by 3M International Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. We are incubated by IISc and IIMDA, mentored by Vadhani Foundation, and our work is also recognized by UNDP. And these are some of our achievements.
Finally, ending this presentation with this thought. What you see in the screen once again? Darkness, isn't it? This is the life of more than 2.5 billion people all over the world. And with solutions like LPG, induction, solar cooker already present in the market for decades, still none of them were able to bring the impact that we're looking for. But maybe,
Thank you,
is
Anup,
the
for
new
the
way of hope for them.
pitch.
Thank you so much for your patient hearing. I'm open to any questions.
Sure. So, Anup, how much are you planning to price this product at?
Right
And
now.
how are you planning to sell this product to the market?
Right now. So coming to the cost structure of how much the pricing is. So ma'am, to manufacture 10 units right now, it's cost us around 1600 rupees, and we are thinking to keep a selling price of around 1800 rupees. But if we manufacture somewhere around 500 units, we can reduce the overall manufacturing cost to around 1300 to 1400 rupees. But there is a small catch, and that is what we are trying to achieve. That if we manufacture 500 units under the Unnat Chula Abhiyan, with the support of NGOs in terms of the logistics and distribution and the awareness, we can reduce the manufacturing cost to somewhere around 700 rupees. And if we can achieve that sweet spot, then it could be a very, very viable option for the rural population. Now, moving on to how we are planning to sell it, or how we are going to like different modes of revenue. So, ma'am, this is the fundamental revenue model that we have. This is implemented by multiple social startup, and it is a very proven model. So the first is the NGO channels, in which currently we are also connected with EWB, Engineer Without Border. Pratisha herself is one of the core member of it. So in which we are planning to sell the stove directly to the NGOs, and the NGOs will distribute it in their area of action. The second is the corporate channel, in which we have the CSR option, which may not be a major source of income, but it is also a possible one. And we have the carbon credit. Then we can also have micro entrepreneurs in rural areas who will purchase from us, and they will sell it in their area and keep a certain commission. And finally, the soft financing. So in which we will be combining the SHGs and the Grameen Banks together, financing the rural women with the money so that they can purchase the Venticook initially or immediately, and they can repay the loan in the next 3 to 4 years. So this is the overall ways how we can generate the revenue.
So, are we saying that we're always going to have a 200 rupee, amount in terms of the difference in terms of the manufacturing and selling price?
No, ma'am, not like initially I want to keep the margin as low as possible, because keeping the margin too high, like it will be hard for the NGOs to convince, like if they know that I'm manufacturing at 700 rupees but selling at 3000 rupees or 5000 rupees. So it will create that lack of trust. Plus, if I keep the margin high in the initial stage, then it will be very hard for us to penetrate the rural market. So initially, this is our price structure, ma'am. But in the future, of course, we are going to change it. And as the scaling goes up, we will try to increase the margin even more. So that would be my answer.
Got it. And when did you incorporate this company? Like, when did you all start producing this product?
Ma'am, currently we are like we all are part of the SA club, which is the mechanical club of our college. So that's how we all manufacturing it in our college workshop currently. But in the future, we are going to currently we are talking with Social Alpha, and most probably we will get in a collaboration with them. And if that does, so we can outsource many of the things that we are currently purchasing at the market rate. So that will be a very good thing for the scalability. So, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Anup, how many tests have you done with this? Live tests?
Yes, sir. So live tests, we have done more than 40 hours of live testing. And plus we have piloted in 2 villages. One is Sijipur and second is Nayagarh, and conducted with more than 40 families. So you can say the test size is good enough for us to validate the, you can say the product, but it is not a huge test size, but still we consider it a good enough.
So with 40 families, have you tested this, you're saying?
Absolutely, sir. And also, sir, we have tried a basic business model also, like the renting business model, in which we ask them keep the Venticook for 1 month and pay us 100 rupees. So we are testing currently also we are testing that whether this renting business model will be possible. For example, the cost is let's say 1600 rupees. So we will tell them that keep the Venticook for 1 month, 1.4 years, and after that the completely Venticook will be yours. And for that 1.4 years, you just have to pay a monthly rent of 100 rupees. So that is
the jury time is over. So I request you to please sum it up within 1.
Okay. Yes, sir. Please.
Okay, Anup. No worries.
Thank you so much. Do any other juries have any other questions, feedback, or advice?
No, thanks. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you all the juries for your feedback and question. We are signing.
Thank you, Team Indus, for your pitch. I request the next team to start the pitch. The third team that will be presenting their pitch is Small Research Venture. I request you to please start.
Can we start? Our screen is visible?
Yeah, go ahead.
And our screen?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Small Research Venture, we are developing a hybrid solution in the form of digital sky corridor with online ordnance factory for defense or industrial sector. Our business idea is sector agnostic. We can apply our business idea at any major sector, but right now we are focusing on 4 major sectors: information technology, architecture and construction technique, exoskeleton, aero modeling. Indian government launched defense production policy in 2011. Under this policy, startups, MSME, private company can manufacture or develop defense related product or service and share with governments, global market or private industry. Now, under this scheme, many startups or companies are working. Defense areas new market in India and forbidden sector in globe because of the niche interested or professional audience. Startups or company facing hurdle to generate infrastructure, manpower, material, machinery, logistics under this area. Now, value proposition for customer: to get one roof solution in digital platform for marketplace to achieve geostrategy reach for resource and research, for integration of innovation and research with online digital factory for production and connect all stakeholders related to industry to generate revenue. Because of this defense industry, we get values to reduce, remanufacture, reuse, redesign, recycle, or recover.
After getting problem statement, we discovered 2 solutions. First, digital platform. Second, online ordnance factory. First solution, digital sky corridor. It is a SaaS, software as a service based on tethering means connection. It's a digital media covering news, product marketplace, event, interviews, and competition, catering to business professionals, students, and other interested parties. Then we have a dating. It's a professional dating or synergy service who have a same interest or concern in investment, mentoring, and tie-ups. In this, individual user may share their post with documents, video, code, research, and portfolio in small packages of information in Docket. Docket is like a visiting card of your research work or information to attract audience toward you for connection or synergy. Then we have a synergy. In this, all stakeholders will conduct regular outreach program in various parts of the country or globe to interact with industry association. After dating, legalizing is important for seal the deal. So we have a legally drafting for agreement, affidavit, stamp paper for business purpose. In any defense or research work or scientific technology, legal compliance is mandatory at every stage. Traditional drafting is a complex process with multiple stages of timeline acquiring too much time and money. Whereas modern drafting is done just 3 simple steps. First, visit our website. Second, choose the service or documentation service. Our lawyer will do the rest. Third, at last, we will deliver our consignment, your consignment at your door. In this first solution, another one is e-marketplace. Based on obtaining, here user or organization can generate infrastructure according to their personal requirement. This platform allow vendors to sell, buy or rent their service, material, machinery, and manpower only related to defense, research or industrial work. Second solution is online ordnance factory. It is based on factoring, means production. It's on-demand factory or lab for repair, design or manufacturing product. In our factory, we have a 2 exclusive premium service. First is forging technology. It is used for shaping, machining, instrumentation, or industrial product under one roof. We will use hammering technique or molding technique for manufacturing of engineering or industrial product. Second is light gauge steel frame structure for building construction. It can be completed 3 times faster than with low cost as compared with the conventional method of construction. After finished product, in factory, we provide industrial logistics to end user. It is based on allocating. Instead of traditional method, we will use cube container with the different sizes. It helps reduce logistics cost up to 15% saving.
Team, 1 minute is left.
Okay. We have a bunch of many services and all are interrelated to each other. So we will launch each service in different phase according to the market size. We will use circular business model. In this, we connect all stakeholders in a loop at a different stages of any project. Using this component, we generate highest revenue throughout the cycle and minimizes losses from the system.
Our primary focus is government. Second focus is corporate company or firms, and third one is local customer as researcher, innovator, and students. We present our business model at Ministry of Defense, India, and now we are in pipeline for case study or investment purpose. Singapore government also give a green signal to our startup to establish into their country.
And from March 2018 to that till we get various milestone traction.
Your time is up.
To validate our business idea. Yeah. Okay, so that's it from our side. Over to jury.
What did you mention about the Singapore government something? Can you just help me understand what exactly was that?
We present our business model to the business Singapore Ministry of Singapore. So they approved, yeah, this kind of business model is applicable and we can run this kind of business model into their country. So we get a green signal from there.
You presented it to a ministry?
No, it's in a Singapore Economic Board. Those handle the foreign startup to enter into their country. So first they evaluate their business idea. Is it validate into their country? If it is, then they allow us.
Okay. So you got registered. When have you registered?
We registered in 2019, August 2019.
Okay. And what is this frustrations as the limitations of the service security?
It is these are the frustration of the Ministry of Singapore, which they are looking for it and which service we are providing to them.
Can you tell me one thing? Is that did you? I may have missed. Did you tell me about some pilot, some activity that you've already done? Did you mention somewhere, or did I miss it?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Did you some live project, some live pilot, or something that you may have run? Did you mention any such thing?
Actually, we selected some clients for our some selected services because we have a lack of infrastructure. So we have a testing with some very selected customers only. So we get some revenue in the last 2019 to 2021. For just the validation, we uses some customer for our services.
Like the paid pilot kind of thing, right?
Yeah, because we have a very limitation in our services.
And would you like to talk about some of these people that you work with?
They are actually working in the defense or the research bureau. They are the independent, and some of them are startups. Most of them are in the drone technology.
Interesting. No, Vinay, what will you, how will you say in, let's say, 2 lines, the problem that you're solving? That's one question. And a related question is, how do you plan to take it to market? I mean, yes, Singapore government has shown interest and it's looking interesting. But those 2 things, one, what is the straight, suppose somebody asks you, an investor asks you, what's the problem that you solve? What do you say?
The problem is in the defense area or in the scientific area, the market is very forbidden area. So if you need anything, you need to be in a very, you need to find the middleman person to purchase them. And the protocol for all the raw material machinery is very strict. So we are connected with the nodal officer in India and the Singapore government to figure out the protocol, and so we can deliver the services and raw material easily to them, to our customers. So that's why we created all this. So we connected with that's why we connected with the government for
and how do you plan to find more clients? What's your go-to-market for this?
We are connected with the Ministry of Defense, so they are connecting with us, their friendly country, those who allow this kind of business model. So they given us 10 countries out of the India, those may allow us to enter into their country. So we are brainstorming unofficially right now with the Malaysia, Vietnam, and Sri Lanka, and we get a green signal from Vietnam unofficially, not legally we done anything with them. We are brainstorming with them, these 3 countries right now.
It's very interesting, actually. Very potential. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
Vinay, I'm still trying to understand what exactly do you do, because your revenues are pretty less. So what exactly do you do with that revenue? What are you trying? That's not. If you're in defense and your revenues are so low, what are you doing?
We are presenting only 2 services. First is a digital platform, so people can buy, sell other materials, the first thing, and the machinery and manpower, whatever they needed. And the second thing is our digital lab for the repairing, manufacturing, or designing. So these are the 2 main services, and the revenue is just for the validating our idea with our customer. Yes, customers are ready to pay us if we offer this kind of services. So we have 2 services, and the revenue is just for the validating for our idea. We are not commercial right now. We are just in a skilled mode. It means we are working under the guidance of a government.
I understand stealth mode, and you're working with the guidance of the government. I understand everything. You mentioned IDEX there. I know about it.
Jury, the time is up, please.
So I'm still confused with what exactly you do. No worries. Thank you. Yeah, done, Hardik. Thank you. I'm still trying to understand it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Team Small Research Venture. Lastly, we have Team Everix Technologies Private Limited presenting their pitch. Team, please move ahead with your pitch.
Hi, am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hi. So did you know that the chargers today for your laptops and smartphones are actually killing your battery? More than 10,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide is emitted as an annual footprint for every 1 lakh smart device that we use related to charging and usage. We at Hybrix Technologies bring X Optimus, an AI-enabled clean charging solution to make your chargers smarter while reducing carbon footprint by 38%. Our team, myself, Hemalata, I'm the CEO and founder of more than 18 years of corporate experience and a management degree from Symbiosis. I handle most of the program management activities. My co-founders, Govind and Arun, are the core techies. They are ex-entrepreneurs in the IoT and smart home automation space. The key element to the problem that we're facing today post-COVID is longer hours of charging and heavy usage of these smart devices like laptops, smartphones, and tablets. While the devices have become very smart, the charger design still continues to be very traditional. There is a lot of dependency on the customer to follow the right charging practices for lithium-ion, and there is only one charge program for all devices, irrespective of the age and the usage pattern of the individual customer. We're looking at, with the result of this unwarranted charging and battery stress, we're looking at a huge amount of energy emissions as well as e-waste, which can be generated by 2028. Our solution is a combination, it's a patent pending solution, combination of a hardware and a software, as well as an AI-enabled cloud algorithm, which will generate unique charge programs for every user and device, ensuring 24/7 safe, optimal charging without the customer having to worry about it. We have accounted for multiple features for the safety of the customer as well as for the device, and ensure that we will also account for other parameters that are not taken care of in the traditional charges like battery temperature and ambient temperature. At this, we are looking at around 10K, for every 10K laptops, we're looking at around 33,000 units of energy savings. Our proposition to a customer as well as business is a green way of life, in reducing and having better energy efficiencies, improving the performance and life expectancy of the devices, as well as our solution is aligned to the SDG goals of both businesses as well as the government. Our solution is scalable and compatible to any brand of laptop or smartphone. We're seeing a huge potential of $18 billion market in India alone, and we're specifically targeting work from home, charge at gaming segment and various other individuals. Also, we're looking at businesses who have SDG goals with reference to carbon dioxide emission reduction. We have multiple use cases which are specifically focused on connected to the power supply for longer charging hours. So for example, Ola and Uber and Swiggy drivers, and onboard energy management, that is a huge challenge in the vehicle segment. We intend to reduce the energy consumption inside the cabin.
Team 1 is left.
Okay, so we have our go-to-market strategy would be B2B to C, and we would be focusing on going to the market by bundling our accessory as a product along with the OEM products. So far, we have more than 50 plus users. We have done our pilot, and we have more than 250 plus willing customers who are going to buy our product. Recently, we've been recognized with the Tamil Nadu Enclave as a Future Impact Award and various other awards that we have received. We have also got a seed grant of 5 lakhs from AI Series, where we are currently incubated. This is our roadmap, and we hope to expand our business both in India as well as globally in the European and the US markets. This is our ask for the next 18 months. Our major chunk of the expenses would go in terms of production to create that inventory. And we will also be focusing on D2C. So we'll have a branding and marketing as well. We care for you, your device, and our planet. And we want you all to switch to green. X-Optimus, make it part of your life to reduce carbon footprint. That's all I have.
Time is up. I request the judges and request the jury to ask their questions.
Very quickly, just Hadika, wanted to clarify.
Yes.
And then the others can. This is is it like a standalone product? Or is it built into the charger that we have?
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Right. So today we have designed it to be a standalone product. It will come intermediate between your power supply and the current chargers. When we did an initial survey, most of the customers were reluctant to use any other charger except the OEM provided one. So we have built an intermediate device which will make the existing OEM charger smarter. Going forward, when we start working with businesses, we'll be looking at pilot opportunities where we can integrate our design along with that. For example, say Maruti, we're just participating in a challenge in the final stages where we would expect to integrate our electronics in their dashboards on the vehicle so that the smartness aspect of it is taken care of in the plug point level itself.
And right now with that standalone product, how much does it cost?
We have 3 or 4 variants. So the variants are for either work from home, home or office based charging. And we have car charging. So like a USB output or a 12 volts DC output in a car or a vehicle, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler. The range of the cost price is ranging from $8 to $10, and the selling price we're looking at $20 to $25.
Did you also mention something around some research and some sort of background on some attestation of the proof of what this is, that this is effective, and the claims that you have behind it in terms of reducing carbon footprint?
Yes, like that? Yes. So there are multiple publications and research that has been done. If you almost for the last 5 years, if you just go through YouTube, you will find multiple suggestions on how to charge your battery. Generally, it is recommended for a lithium-ion battery to maintain partial charge by having smaller and more frequent boost charges. So like somewhere between 40 to 60%, and just charge it in a more frequent but short amount of charge cycles. This kind of improves your life cycle of the battery by more than, just doubles the life expectancy of the battery as well. So what our solution is doing is basically reducing the unwarranted charges. Today, most of the chargers tend to push it to 100%. Even if it goes to 99, it gets pushed back to 100. We have anything above 85% is defined as stress levels for a lithium-ion battery. We are trying to reduce the stress and account for other parameters also, which will impact the life. For example, battery temperature. Charging when a battery is already heated up is something that is going to affect the life of the battery, as well as performance of the, energy consumptions for charging, discharge and charge rates as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So in terms of competition, who else do you think is doing something similar?
Yeah.
And what are the barriers to entry over here as well?
Yes. So today we have explored both the Indian and the global market while we were filing the patent. We do not have any direct competition addressing the specific problem that we are talking about here. We have a lot of offline chargers, these kind of adapters, which basically are timer based. You can set a timer and say stop charging after 1 or 2 hours. But again, it is still an offline thing. It doesn't talk to the battery in real time the way we do. The way our solution works is we constantly talk to the battery. We are sending the battery data into the cloud, and we are allowing the algorithms to define what is the right. So for example, if you have an algorithm suggesting certain parameters today, for 3 years down the line, your battery is aged, or you're in a scenario where you're a heavy usage like a gamer, you have different kind of modes in which you use your device. Based on these modes, the algorithms will generate upper and lower limits that will be more unique to you as your user as well as your device. And we have filed a patent as well. So the patent is in published status. It was filed in September 2020. We have currently applied for an acceleration of the inspection.
So have you sold any of these currently?
Yes, so we have more than 50 plus users we have done a beta launch, and we are going to make it's still in a pre-revenue stage, but we are going to launch a pilot for a market validation purpose where we will be selling it on a revenue basis.
Understood. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jury, the time is up. So thank you so much, teams, for the wonderful pitch session of your ventures. This brings us to the end of the pitching contest. I request the jury to please join the Google Meet link that has been shared via mail and WhatsApp for result delegation. Moving ahead, we would like to share with you a little about our partners by showing you a bit.
I'll just log off. Thank you.
Is there a university that can bring the classroom closer to the workplace? That can balance theory with practice? That can seamlessly merge the present with the future? Is there a university that can take you from here to the world? BML Munjal University offers engineering and management programs mentored by Imperial College London, founded by the Hero Group, BML Munjal University.
I create the International Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. With a public-private partnership as its model, I Create has supported innovation in domains that are a national priority. It has collaborated with Startup Nation Central to run the India-Israel Innovation Accelerator, connecting Israeli innovators and their solutions to Indian companies. With India's Sonar Comstar and Israel's IRP, iCreate is co-developing an electric motor plus controller without using rare earth elements. With Gift City, India's only IFSC, it has created an enabling platform for the startup ecosystem in the field of fintech. iCreate has joined hands with Aether Energy to build a unique, integrated, open-source platform for small EVs. All this has contributed to making Gujarat the top performer in state's startup ranking, DPIIT, for 2 consecutive years in 2018 and 2019. iCreate, envisioned, evangelize, the biggest EV innovation challenge.
Welcome to Hyperstack Credential Cloud, the premier service for blockchain-secured digital credentials. Securing credentials in the blockchain doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It is as easy as designing the certificate you want, issuing it to your earners, and watching your brand profile grow as they share it with their network and leverage it to showcase their skills. With Hyperstack, you can create certificates that align with your brand using our comprehensive design platform, which integrates with Canva to provide a wide variety of customizable certificate and badge options. Once your certificates are ready to go, issue them in seconds by simply uploading a spreadsheet with your earners' email addresses. After they are issued, certificates are securely stored in the blockchain and can be verified with a single click, making it that much easier for potential employers to hire your earners. Design, issue, share, and verify. Create credentials you can trust with Hyperstack Credential Cloud.
BMTech has a profound legacy in the values of our founders. We stand not only for creating economic and commercial success, but also for social impact.
Good evening to one and all present here. I welcome you back to day 2 of the Propel PitchFest22. I know that after the amazing pitches session by our finalists, you are all eagerly waiting for the announcement of the results. I assure you that your wait will be over soon. Please bear with me until then. First and foremost, I would like to thank each one of you for taking out time from your busy schedule for the event yesterday and today. I request Professor Devendra Singh to share the Propel PitchFest 2022 journey. Professor Devendra Singh is the CEO at ACIC BME Foundation, in charge of incubation and associate professor at BME. Sir has led new product commercialization as director with Coca-Cola India. Sir is also an experienced consultant and has remarkably contributed to innovation and commercial growth of business. He has held senior management roles with global companies like Coca-Cola and Process International. Professor Singh has worked in many emerging markets in the Indian subcontinent, Central Asia, and West Africa. Now, I would hand over the mic to Devendra sir for sharing the PitchFest 2022 journey.
Thank you, Chavi. Thank you, everyone who has joined us today, and a special thanks to the jury members and the teams which have made the presentation today. Today we had only 12 teams coming in, but let me assure you, they had a stiff competition before they reached this stage. This year, which is the third edition of Propel Pitch Fest, we have had close to, on the entry side, we have had 235,000 hits. So that's the largest so far. We had 580 registrations, which comprise of 340 teams. So this, again, all the three numbers are greater than the previous registrations and previous number of teams. When we look at the composition of these teams, almost 90% of them are student startups. So that's our intent of ACIC, BMU, and Propel at BML Munjal University has been to encourage young startups, especially those which are being set up by the students. And these are students not just from our university, but largely across the country. We've also had close to about 8% working professionals participating this time, and 5% of others. If you look at the kind of stage in which these teams are, these 340 teams are, almost 50% of them at an early idea stage. So a big chunk, almost 50% of them are at a very early stage. But we've also had about 20% of them which are done a proof of concept or have a prototype ready. So which means a fair chunk of them are moving towards setting up a venture. Close to 28% of them are either in the market or are ready to launch. This is a very interesting mix, because what it shows is that the kind of teams we have are actually spanning across the various stages. And if you look at the kind of funding, a good chunk, almost 2/3 of them are bootstrapped. So they are actually working using their own funds, but a good 30% of them are having some kind of funding, and as much as close to 10%, 8% of them have in fact raised angel investment as well, which is actually a higher number this year than in the past. So the composition of the quality of the participation has also gone up, apart from the number. Next slide, please. During this Pitch Fest, key thing that we have done is, it's not just about bringing in the startup for a pitching contest and winning awards or recognition. Our intent has always been, as part of Pitch Fest, is to create opportunities for the startups, and that means give them ample inputs beyond the pitching contest. So we have held master classes. So this time we held master classes, one with Sriram Sundarajan, who happens to be a co-founder and managing partner of Hyper Growth Labs USA. He's a Bay-based Bay Area entrepreneur. He actually spoke to startups in terms of how they can look at North American market, especially the SaaS startups, how they can move towards North American market, which accounts for almost 90% of the SaaS market worldwide. So he really gave them a lot of inputs in terms of preparing themselves for moving into North American market. On the other side, we also had Durjay Puri, who is the founder member of Delhi chapter of Lead Angels. He's himself been very actively involved as mentor as well as investor. He spoke about the early stage startups, what they can do as they move forward towards moving to the market entry. So what should they do to become fundable? These are some of the things which help the startups to really be on the right track and not have to make too much of a course correction as they come towards the market launch and are looking for funds. Next one, please. Next slide. We also had the opportunity of listening to some really big people, giants, thought leaders in the industry. Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, who is Mission Director at Atal Innovation Mission at NITI Aayog, he spoke with us. With us yesterday, along with Mr. Vineet Rai, who is the founder and chairman of Avishkar Group, and Mr. Rahul Garg, who is the founder of Mobilis. All three of them shared their views about what a young startup, or rather the startup by the students, can do in terms of not just growing economically, but also to make a good, strong impact in the social area of the society, or making the society a much more stronger, more sustainable as we go forward. So we really, I think the startup gained a lot by listening to the leaders and interacting with them, and this was all happened yesterday. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. We also had 4 very young startups: Utkarsh Singh from Batex Energy, Ariba Khan from Jumping Minds, Meghna from Slug Farm, and Nupur Sarda from Badam Tea. All 4 of them represented a very young startup which had a very strong purpose behind when starting. You know, it's not just about getting into solving a problem, but having a purpose which needed to be addressed, which led them to identify a problem and then go with it. And how they recounted their stories about the challenges they had, not just in terms of going forward or building team, but overall how they have built their venture, their team, their objective, their strategy, all around that purpose. And all these were, the session was moderated by Drupnath, who happens to be a director at Lead Angels. Next one, please. Next, please. Next slide, please. So we had a lot of these discussions, and we concluded yesterday's session, and today we've had 12 teams going for the finale, and very shortly we will be listening to the results. And before we begin, I think we invite the jury members to come and share their views, their comments, what are their observations as they went through the judging process. So I would invite LV Shastri, Manish, Manglesh, Kruti to switch on their videos. I'd love to hear your comments of what you observed today before we go and move towards announcing the results.
Sure, definitely. So firstly, thank you for having us here on today's call. I think very interesting startups. It was great to see, the kind of energy and passion that's there, I think, within the startup ecosystem. So thank you for that. In terms of, I think the companies that presented, of course, it was a mix of early stage as well as some companies which have actually, started and are out there in the market. So an interesting blend. All 4 that I got to attend were very, very, interesting from the aspect of the vision that all of them have, and, surely wishing them all the best for the next steps ahead.
Manish, you've been here second time. How do you see this time?
This is my second time. So yes, I'm like, I think like last time, the quality of filtering is pretty good. I think, and on the product side, we had some pretty interesting one. In fact, the jury members were having a tough time, because the differentiation was like, 0.5, 0.4 or 0.3 kind of thing. So we did have a tough time which one to say go and buy. So hats off to the filtering team. And yes, like last time, so a great set of select entrepreneurs. And as we do at Lead Angels, not only do we fund startups, but we also help in the capacity building. So happy to help any of these guys in say like mentoring them or helping them go from 0 to 1, and also handholding them for beyond that kind of thing. Happy to look at that from that perspective. And yes, I'm like, I think my co-jury member, Mr. Shastri, shares the same views. Over to you.
Yeah, hey, thanks Manish for handing it over to me. You've also, between you and Kruti have also taken the best word. Only say I resonate the emotions which both Kruti and Manish. I also like to add few things that look, some of the quality of the presentations were very, very good. I mean, I hear almost between 20 to 25 pitches every week, and from people who end up at least raising some money. So these were at nearly same level. Most of them, I would say 50% of it. The second, I think, as Manish said, that we had a tough time, especially on the product side, to decide who should be the winner and who should be number two. But what I would like to add is that beyond number one and number two, there were other, pitches which were equally investable. They were great ideas, and at some point, many of these companies, many of these startups would end up raising money from outside their F&F friends and family. And I wish all of them very best. And as Manish said, would be happy to, advise or help or mentor or whatever we can do to get some of these youngsters really off the ground and take on here. But I must say to everyone and Professor Davendra that we heard some very nice pitches today.
Thank you.
Thanks. And maybe we can, hear from other jury members. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
I'll just add one more thing to this. Since I'm the only one apart from Professor Davendra, who was also there last time. So last year's winner, BTech, has raised more than 11 crores. Okay.
Wow.
And they are doing something very interesting on recycling from your batteries, especially your metals like cobalt, nickel, lithium, and all these kind of things. Phenomenal stuff that they're doing. And hopefully we should have someone like very similar from this set also.
Over to you, Mangleshji.
Yeah, hi. So first of all, the 4 pitches that I heard were good. And the flavor was nice of having student startups and registered, and then, people who have had some experience in the market presenting. So that was a nice mix that we had. Again, it was difficult to select the first 2, which would be the winner and which would be the second. Was always there, but I think all the 4 ventures that I heard are promising. If they have their visions built and with nice models, I think they could go places. Everyone has their own journey, but these journeys could be propelled for sure. That's something that I can see of. And other than that, I think even last time when you conducted, I think you had sent out the pictures and everything, some details that you had shared even last time. I think BTech is something that even we have been looking towards, showcasing soon. Let's see how that comes about very soon, and then let's see how it goes ahead. But it was nice.
Thank you so much. Kruti, you want to add something? I think.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, Manish, in fact, just to add on, apart from BTech, there was another winner, Backyard Creators. They are now going to represent this year from Thai on an international contest. From Thai Delhi, they are actually going abroad for an international contest. So we've been quite lucky in finding some of these startups who have done well. And we hope that as we go forward, we would be able to attract better set of startups to come and join the participation and participate in this pitch fest. But really, thank you all. It's not just about having these startups here, but also the fact that you guys come and give time. Because one thing which we need to just tell everybody is that today morning for about 2 hours, close to about 40 startups had one-to-one sessions with angel investors. Angel investors coming in from our ventures or from lead angels. So together 40 such sessions happened in the morning, and these were like one-to-one. So they got really insightful inputs from the investors. So I think really thanks to both the network group for partnering and helping the startups in this venture. I would now hand over the stage.
I have a request. So I have a request and an advice.
Sure.
So for the jury members, you can keep some equity of some of these winners aside.
No, we are giving you the first right of catching on to these guys. First mover advantage before they get lashed on by others. But yes, I agree. I mean, I think that's the whole intent is to really give a visibility to both the sides to kind of partner and go forward. So thank you so much. And I hand over the stage back to Chavi.
Thank you to each one of you for taking out time for listening to pitches and sharing your valuable feedback with all the participants. So finally, the wait is over. So we have the cash rewards for runner-up will be 30,000 and for the winner, it will be 50,000. For the prizes of incubation at Propel, the runner-up will be seed funding of 1 lakh and the winner for that winner would be of 2 lakh. Finally, the wait is over. The moment you all had been waiting for is here. I request the chief guest, Mr. Sudhir Sethi, Director, Ms. Swati Munjal, to facilitate the winners. I request Manish sir to please announce the runner-up of Propel PitchFest 22 product-based track.
Good evening, everyone. I'm like, as we were discussing, it was a tough bet but then again, you can't have everyone who's a winner. So for the runner-up, we have VMove, which is into making assisted hand movements based on 3D models or 3D printed hand models, which can be tied onto a wheelchair. Very interesting play, and at a fraction of a cost what is available, say, globally. So VMove, congratulations to be the runners-up on the product-based startups. And of course, the jury had a consensus of providing the winner. Again, as they say, Divyang jo log hote hain, unke liye people who got, so this is for people who have had a loss of sight. And for them to be able to read properly, and each Braille book costs something like 4,000 rupees. And these guys have created a tablet which allows the user to use, to have some multiple books which can be read on a single tablet at a cost of 10,000 rupees only. So no two ways, BlissCare takes the lead in, say, being the winner of the product-based startups. Once again, congratulations from all of us in the jury.
Congratulations, team. Sir, now I request you to announce the winner of Propel PitchFest 2022 product based.
Maybe we can request Mr. Shastri to do that.
Yeah, so I think let's come to the service side. So those what you heard were the winners and runners for the product startups. And on the service-based startups, again, we heard some 4 very interesting finalists today. As I keep saying that, those whose names don't get called today doesn't mean that you drop your ideas. I'm sure you guys would continue to grow on your ideas and, and take it forward. But the winner today, I think that was again a unanimous was of the runners first. Yeah, the runners was Smart Papa. I think a great presentation by Joydeep and his team. So congratulations, Joydeep, and I'm sure you guys will be able to take this whole influencer marketing and the influencer platform to the next level. You had some very interesting revenue models there. It's a challenging space to be in, and hence I wish you all the best. That's what it is. And coming to the runners, of course, we heard some great, again pitches. But the winner was. Is First Help Medical Services. The First Help presented by Harsh Garodia, I think he's the founder. Again, a very interesting space, considering looking at the both product and service. We had at least 3 companies which were closely associated with health and wellness, or some way contributing to our own wellness being when we look at the product. So congratulations, Harsh, again, all the best. And really, I'm sure you guys will move to the next level at least and take this whole thing to the next level. Yeah, all the best.
Congratulations to both the runner-up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, winner of the service-based track. I request Mangesh sir to please announce the runner-up for Propel PitchFest 22 women-founded track.
Yep. So we heard 4, and I have the pleasure of announcing the runner-ups. Again, all 4 were good, but we had to select 2. So one is a runner-up and the other is the winner. So we select Agri Vijay as the runner-up for the entire round, the women-based startup round. So it's nice. Over to you, Charlie.
Congratulations to the team. Now I request Kruti ma'am to finally please announce the winner of Propel PitchFest 22 women-founded track.
Great. So thank you so much for that. And again, all the presentations were great. Very interesting ideas, but the one that we chose as the winner today is Hydrix Technologies Private Limited. I think there was great vision in the founder, not just vision, but also clarity of thought, and also the understanding of the space overall was very interesting. So congratulations, and happy to help, assist in whatever way possible, but great presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. My heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Also, congratulations to all the participating team for reaching this far. I request all the winners to raise their hands. We will add them to the panelists so that we can take a screenshot with the chief guest and winners. I request all the winners to raise their hands. We will add them to the panelists so that we can take a screenshot with all the chief guests and winners.
I think, Charvi, you wanted the spotlight on the winners right now. Congratulations, many congratulations.
Thank you very much to the entire jury panels. It's really a surprise and amazing opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Now it is my pleasure to invite Ms. Swati Munjal.
Hold on, I think, Chavi, just hold on. Let's just get all the winners in first, and let's take the one common picture, taking a little time. So just give a little time. Just wait for a minute, please.
Professor Devinder, till all the winners are signing in, could we have the winners who are on the screen to talk for just a minute about their idea? There's a lot of us.
I think that's a great idea. Anyone can go ahead and speak out your experience during this event, this whole thing, or your venture also a little bit.
Just a line or two on your venture. So we saw the names, but we didn't know all the people behind the names. So it'll be nice to hear that.
I can start if that's okay.
Yes, please.
So my company's name is Hybrids Technologies, and we are building a brand called X Optimus. It's more into the AI-enabled green charging solutions for smaller voltage applications like smart devices, focusing on lithium-ion at the moment. And I'm really excited to be a part of this, and I'm looking forward for more opportunities going forward. Congratulations to all the other winners as well. And I think the entire organization of this entire thing, the program right from yesterday, I think has been very well organized. So I think we finished a little earlier than time, so which is very surprising in a kind of pitch event. Usually we wait for 15 more minutes, but it was done fantastically. Thank you.
Maybe I could go next if that is fine.
Yes, please.
Hi, I am Luvai Darazawala. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student from KJSMI College of Engineering, and I'm the founder of a company called VMove. We are currently building the world's first open source 3D printed wheelchair mounted robotic arm. It's a 3D printed robotic arm that a user can attach on their existing wheelchair, and it can be controlled using a simple joystick mechanism. The main USP is under cost, while the commercially available product cost of rupees 25 lakhs, 35,000 US dollars. While our prototype and our final product is aimed to sell at rupees 30,000, 100x reduction from the cost of a commercially available product. And we aim to impact more than 10,000 people in the next 3 years. The platforms like these where we can pitch to angel investors and people, entrepreneurs that have already succeeded in such fields, provide us with an excellent opportunity to receive feedback. For a young budding entrepreneur like me, that is something which is invaluable, and I really appreciate the team behind that for the smooth functioning of today's event, as well as everything was coordinated perfectly. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for providing us with the opportunity to present our project here. Glad to be here.
Thank you all for the picture. Now it is my pleasure to invite Ms. Swati Munjal to take over for an address to all the attendees. Ms. Swati Munjal, Director, Strategic Initiatives and Student Engagement. Ms. Swati ma'am has vast professional experience in field ranging from financial restructuring consultancy to high technology products business. After years of pursuing other goals, she feels it's her privilege to give back to the system through education. As Director Strategic Initiatives and Student Engagement at BML Munjal University, Swati ma'am enjoys interacting with young minds, learning more about their hopes and ambitions, and identify deserving talent for opportunities beyond their financial grasp. Ma'am acquired a BCom degree from Lady Shri Ram College, where she had been actively culturally too. She got her MBA in Strategic Brand Management from Cornell University, USA. In business school, she was the president of Cornell South Asia's Business Club. I would like to hand over the mic to Swati now.
Thank you so much, Arvi. I appreciate this having me. But before I go ahead and address the audience, I'd like to invite Mr. Sudhir. I think we have him with us today, and it will be a pleasure to have him speak before I do. I believe he's pressed on time, so but it will be really good to hear from you. So welcome, and It's a privilege to have you with us today.
Thank you, Swati. Really pleasure to have you, have me invited. It's really a pleasure. You know, the entrepreneurial ecosystem is an amazing ecosystem. And what I wanted to point out is, you know, it's an energizing ecosystem and it's a new economy which is being created in the country. Since 2007 till 2021, 11,500 entrepreneurs in technology have been invested in India. And these entrepreneurs, out of that, by the way, 3,500 went to Series A and 1,250 went to later stage round. So that's the, I won't call it ratio of success, but the upgradation which happens. Today, what we notice is that the scale of entrepreneurs has happened to a bigger level. These companies, 11,500 funded, their revenue in 2020 and early 2021 was $20 billion in India. These are all tech entrepreneurs. The market cap of these was $100 billion. So first learning which we've had as investors in the country is that the entrepreneurial ecosystem and specific entrepreneurs are scaling massively in the country. The second very, very important thing is entrepreneurs who are succeeding, there are some commonalities. There are some 5 or 6 things which are very crucial for them to succeed. The first one is the quality of the entrepreneur, the ability of the entrepreneur to have a passion, very clearly a fire in the belly, because the number of tough times in the journey of an entrepreneur is far, far higher than the number of not so tough times. When we look at entrepreneurs, we look at intellectual honesty, the ability to stick to that path, and we also look at new business models, new technology, new revenue models, new products, which don't have a parallel either in India or outside the country. And this is, I'm talking about us and I'm talking about technology broadly. You will find that the phase of investing in the country has gone to a level where we as VCs used to look at some of these parameters being met. Today, all of them have to be met. Knowing very well that risk capital in the country, and the Munjal family office is well known for taking risk in these entrepreneurial ventures, are taking risk and building new companies which have never existed before. So that's the second part, that all these innovations in product, technology, business model, revenue model are important. The age of the entrepreneur is getting younger. I mean, our youngest entrepreneur we funded was 24 years old. And they're building, it's a company called Aether Bionic, which is building the world's most sophisticated upper bionic limb based on AI and robotics, which is 1/3 the price of the nearest competitor. And they are selling in the US, they're selling in India, they're selling in Europe. So you'll find that this paradigm is here to stay. Many times I'm asked whether this paradigm will continue to scale. Answer is yes. I started investing in 98. When they were in my first year, I met 279 entrepreneurs. Last year, Chirate Ventures met 3,000 entrepreneurs. India is right now producing about 10,000 new entrepreneurs in technology every year. And this, give it another 5 years, will become 30 to 40,000 per year. So there is a supply chain of entrepreneurs who are young, and I heard some of them speaking or about them just now. This is an engine which is unstoppable. What it needs is mentoring. What it needs, because these are young entrepreneurs. By the way, very good combination, young entrepreneurs, young VCs. And if you take the ideal solution, 0.9 into 0.9 in mathematics is 0.81. So something outside has to come in to make this to scale massively. Today, these entrepreneurs are creating global company. So we learned enormously from our COVID times. We noticed technology 70% of our companies grew faster. We noticed 40% of our companies went international. We noticed that losses decreased, and we noticed that polarization of capital happened. What does that mean? That means if yesterday means 3 years ago, there were 3 layers of companies not doing well, potentially going to be okay, doing better, and companies excelling. Companies excelling received more than 50-60% of the total capital. Out of the second layer, 3/4 to maybe 75% dropped to the bottom layer because they couldn't survive the hard times, and only 25% went to the up. So the companies which are in the VC business, the companies which tend to perform better, they get more capital. The companies which are not doing better will not have follow-on rounds of capital. That they used to be maybe, now it's not. And that is the hard fact of life here. India has matured to a scale where unique companies are being built, not for unicorns alone. Unicorn is an outcome, but they're now reaching 1 billion revenue. In our own portfolio, we have one company reaching 1 billion revenue this year, another next year, and after that, 3 more by 2025. This is unheard of. That means there are companies here to stay. What's very important also is how the VCs are thinking. And I just want to take a minute on that. When I started investing many years ago, my first phase of thinking was build back to exit, which means you invest and then my investors asking for money back and returns and IRRs, and I need to exit. Then once the company started scaling, we started thinking of saying build to scale. Today, companies are scaling, and today companies are getting bigger and bigger and dominant, not only in India, but also in some cases in the world. So today, the phase of build to exit stays, but VCs are also looking at build to scale and stay. Why would an investor not stay in a company which is approaching $1 billion revenue or $500 million revenue? Because the nature of the beast here is very simple. Companies which are technology oriented and they tend to hit, let's say, $50, $100, $150 million revenue, they actually at scale tend to grow faster. Many of our companies at 100 to 500 million revenue are growing at 45% to 75% per annum growth. Okay, so this is the new economy. And I just want to mention one thing, the scale which is happening is dominance in India and going global. This scale is going to grow. The other very important factor which is influencing this scale is the advent of rupee capital coming into India. Indian investors never used to invest in risk capital. In the last 5 years, we have noticed 40% of our capital comes from India. We have noticed that family offices are taking risk, which international firms are not. And that is a very powerful narrative, because the family offices, which basically belongs to industries, have enormous experience in how to build companies, which is very useful, by the way. So this is the ecosystem which is there where we are playing. I think Lenin is the wrong person to quote at this point of time, but let me quote Lenin as a parting shot, which he said during the post the war, that there are decades when days go by and there are days when decades go by. India is at a stage when there are hours when decades are going by. That's the pace, the agility, the innovation which Indian entrepreneurs are bringing to the table to build a new economy which never existed before. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sethi. I mean, some very, very powerful words that you spoke, and you know how within hours we are moving through decades. That's a very good analogy for all of us to look at, and I think it's largely powered by the youth as well. And I think can agree on that. And we really appreciate you taking time out. It's been a very busy schedule and a very short notice you have accepted our invite. We truly are grateful to you for having accepted it. And we thank you for the words and hope to invite you for a longer discussion at a more convenient time, more thought through time. And I hope we continue to get from you the words of wisdom and experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Swati. Thank you, the team. Really a pleasure to be here. And I must take leave. I have just come out of a meeting from my investor, who's my client, and I have to go back now.
Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining in.
Bye.
Thank you.
So I think over to you, Swati. We thank you so
Sure.
much for.
No, thank you, Professor Devender, and thank you for having us here. And I'd like to begin with acknowledging all the efforts that has been put by the team in putting the third edition of the Propel. I think fantastic to see the registrations and the number of teams grow. I think we are now at 300 plus teams approximately. And also in terms of registrations, I see much bigger number than last year. So congratulations to all of you. BMU has been set up with a vision, with a very clear vision of building an entrepreneurial ecosystem. It's one of the key pillars and key part of our strategy on when we are building the university. We are trying to work on building not just a team of startups, academicians, practitioners who can nurture this ecosystem, but we're also trying to see how we can work towards strengthening the minds, the entrepreneurial minds of our students. Building this ecosystem is a personal passion of both our Chancellor and President, and they've been very excited and involved in nurturing this right from the beginning. So when we look back and we look at the vision, why is this important to the university? As we progress, and I think Mr. Jain put it very right, when he said it that when we look back and the time is passing by so quick when we look at the world of startups, and so much progress has been made. In spite of the COVID, we've seen stellar performances by startups in the last few years. What startups can really do, we've seen with very good examples of good startups around us. They're actually solving the problems, the society problems, the world problems. And there is a vision there that the more startups we kind of bring on the table, it doesn't only mean that the problems of the society are getting solved, but also the fact that a lot of growth for the country in many aspects. So I think this is the right direction. We are in the right direction. We'd like to strengthen this ecosystem in the years to come. It's a good start. I see that the team is very passionately working under Professor Devender Singh. And I'd like to congratulate him. Also congratulate all the winners today. I think, thanks for your patience and I wish you all the very best in taking your startups to the next level. It's a fantastic platform, and I hope you make use of it. And in that process, also give feedback and help the ecosystem to grow. Propel is really a very unique fest, the way I look at it as an event. It not only brings together innovators, entrepreneurs, investors, mentors, experts together to form connects, which will allow for strong growth and success of the startup ecosystem. So with that, wishing the Propel team, all the winners, all the panelists, a big thank you from BMU for putting this together and being part of it. And also to the people who participated but have not won today, because there is a learning that you got by being part of the event. So I wish you all the best. Don't lose hope. And I'm sure there will be something better in terms of some new idea, some new thing that you've got by being part of the event, which you will incorporate and make your idea even better for the next competition or next round. So wishing everyone the very best, and thank you for putting this together.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your motivating words. I'm sure that we all have learned a great deal from your address. Before ending PitchFest22, I would like to call Professor Devinder Singh to give a vote of thanks to all the attendees.
Thank you, Chavi. Thank you, Swati. Event like this can never get done very easily, and it requires input from a lot of people. A lot of our people have supported us, our supporting partners, which include a lot of companies. Some have been working with us very actively. Some have been our activities as well. But before I kind of say anything, I think first and foremost, I'd like to thank Mr. Sudhir Sethi, our chief guest for today, to take time out of his busy schedule and join us here and share his words of wisdom. I would also like to thank Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, who is Mission Director at Atal Innovation Mission, and Mr. Vineet Rai, Founder and Chairman at Avishkar Group. Both of them had very good words for all of us, for the startups especially, and very motivating interaction they had with the startup. I'd like to thank Mr. Rahul Garg and the 4 startups, Utkarsh, Ariba, Bupur, and Meghna, who had a very good candid conversation with Dr. Dhruvnath. I thank him as well. I would like to thank the participants, the teams which wholeheartedly participated in this event, registered themselves, went through a whole lot of evaluations, including semifinals and the finals today. And for them to remain so motivated and being part of this, I thank them as well. I'd like to thank the jury and the panelists who took time out and worked and spent time and interacted with the startups. So I really thank them as well. To conduct this event, and not just this one event, but I think overall spearheading the university to become more entrepreneurial, I think I completely echo what Swati said. Both the Chancellor, Shri Sunil Kant Munjal, and President Mr. Akshay Munjal, both of them have been not only giving us tough challenges or high targets or high bars to be achieved, but they have also been equally supportive of us, our initiatives. And I would like to include Swati in the same league. I mean, she's been demanding a lot from us, and I think truly that's the reason that she has a belief in our capability. That's why she's demanded a lot from us, and thank you, ma'am, for that, not only just demanding but also encouraging us. I'd like to special acknowledgement for Professor Manoj Arora, our Vice Chancellor, who has been standing and alongside and also behind us with all the support in terms of the space to work, also in terms of encouragement and bringing resources, making resources available to us, both in terms of people and other resources, funds, etc. So truly thank you, Dr. Arora, for giving us such a nice support and making us feel so empowered. So really truly appreciate that. In order to do an event like this, a lot of faculty involvement was there. So we had faculty from all schools working with us. We had Professor Amya Dash, Professor Vaishali Sharma, Atul Mishra, Devanjali Relan, Professor Sangeeta Datta Gupta, Nirupma, Hirdesh Farasi, Vikas Kathuria, Maheshwar Divedi. All these faculties are from the different schools. All of them were involved as we moved through the various stages of the Propel Pitch Fest. So I really thank them all for being there. You're seeing one name, Saurabh EBO. Saurabh was actually last year's winner and our incubator right now. He also participated with us in our managing of this thing, and would like to also acknowledge Batex Energy for being part of it. We had a whole lot of other people, Mr. Samir Gupta and other jury members who were there as part of Anmol Sehgal, who were all part of the semi-final jury, and they really supported us. I would also like to thank a large team of students, young students who really dived into this event, and they actually managed most of the operations. Almost the entire operations are managed by them, and that included Navneet Kaur, Arun, Samvigya Trivedi, Himanshu Sharma, Jai Kishan Dalmia, Divya Tajuri, Rishika Bhari, Vaibhav Chauhan, Prachi Bagga, Nirmay, Nirame, Rishabh Jain, Yashika, Dhruv Goyal, Aditi, Ashma, Ishan, Akarsh, Kakul, Abhay, Akansha, Nipun, Sameer, Chavi, Divyanshi, and Hardikya. These are all students. Some of them are MBA students who are right now on their internship. They were there at the initial part of the event. Right now, bulk of the work is being done by the undergrad students. These guys have actually created good teams, good harmonious team, and have kind of shown that given the opportunity, they can take on responsibility and execute very well. All of this would not have been possible but for the support from the IT team led by Arun Sharma. Arun has been a great support to us in doing all of these activities. So with this, I may have missed a few people naming them, but I can tell you, an event like this truly requires everybody to work together, and I thank each and everyone for making this successful. Thank you so much, and congratulations to winners once more. And we will be in touch with you all and with others and see how we can continue to provide infinite opportunities to the startups of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. This brings us to the end of Propel PitchFest 2022. I would once again like to thank all the participating teams for their grand enthusiasm and hard work. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our partners for helping us in organizing Propel PitchFest 22 and making it bigger and better. It has been a great pleasure to host all of you. Thank you and have a great day.
And we hope to see you in the next edition, all of you.
Thank you so much.